Voice identification confirmed. Welcome back, Captain Jarbo.
Give me a status report.
Certainly. Since we last spoke, I have identified several weaknesses in the target. You will be working with the biggest faggots in the known galaxy. Your primary mission is to take down Ethan Ralph. You must not fail.
Hey, guess who's back with the gay ops optics? Matt with the cockless style you guys walk with. Hot shit, hut check all the boxes. Engage the cut switch, boot up the block lists. Guess it's time for me to be redeemed. Ralph sticking his wing, barely legal teen. So assemble a team, we've got a stream to kill into the grease mobile. Let's make Ethan scream. We're really headed for the win, son. With Gabe, Optimus Prime, and Godwin, son. So let's see if we can dig some shit up. And if we can't, fuck it, invent some. Look at this child, so innocent. Kid's gone missing, and dad's probably out of his mind. Are you listening? Big bad Ralph's looking out for fucking meth-headed kids to be jizzing in. That fucking sham of a marriage. No kids, was the last woman damaged. There's loads of college kids up on campus that you can trap and drag back to the mattress. The old Matt wouldn't have this. Let Matt give you some practical tactics. Send her to me, just like magic. Watch her come back with a sack full of black kids. How are you keeping them silent? With a punch to the eyelid, or with a knife like I did? Welcome to Club Biden. If it ain't got no training wheels, we ain't riding. Now the takedowns are getting faster. Man, I never thought the student would become the master. Caught a lot of flack cause I flagged down Fatsmith, but bitch, you got more fucking flags than an atlas.
Please stand by. Block list low.
So this little spick Tom may put you on the block list, but can't do it better than me. I heard this motherfucker Ethan Ralph wants to fuck little kids, but you can't do it better than me. Nowadays, everyone is a false flagging fag, and it's tragic that even if you're on some gay op shit, I'm on some gay op shit. No, buddy, you'll never do it better than me. Damn it, I want my baby back, baby back, baby back ribs, baby back pussy, and baby back tits. But her dad wants his baby back quick, so maybe quit it, you fat fucking idiot. If it's between a fat pill popping, baker sipping hick who just doesn't know when he's beat, choose the pretentious fag who's only a talent, being able to spray the fuck out of his cheeks. But Matt, would you date an 18-year-old? No, not unless she's got a 4-year-old bro. Not unless she can produce a GoPro and we can go home and film with no clothes. If that's the case, then we'll split the load. Could that be the reason you randomly phone? If church is to me, what college is to you? I pour gasoline and then leave all the clues. Worski, I'm just letting you know that the CP you own, you got no right to show. That shit's my fucking copyright, you know? It sounds like you want another Noxin fight, you ho. Yeah, you're out of luck now, cause it's cool to be the cuck now. Ain't nobody give a flying fuck now. Man, fuck that wheelchair shit, dog. Your man's got a truck now. And pesos, what the fuck happened to you? And how the fuck did you become such a tool? Guess your true color's starting to show through. And it's the color of a Jew. So this little spick Tom may put you on the block list, but can't do it better than me. I heard this motherfucker Ethan Ralph wants to fuck little kids, but you can't do it better than me. Nowadays, everyone is a false flagging fag, and it's tragic. You open your mouth and you had it. We're all on our own gay op shit. Nobody, you'll never do it better than me. Maybe he ain't no better than me. No, he ain't no better than me. Bastard. Maybe he ain't no better than me. No, he ain't no better than me. No, guess what? He ain't no better than me. No, he ain't no better than me. Even if you're on some gay op shit, I'm on some gay op shit. Nobody, you'll never do it better than me.
I am detecting multiple incoming takedowns from all quadrants. The flagging fags are rapidly mobilizing, formulating new gay ops countermeasures. Warning, your chances of survival are now 0%. Goodbye, Commander.
Don't stand anywhere over. Get him out of here right fucking now. Get out, bitch.
Someone called the ambulance. Chaser, where the fuck is that fucking faggot? Oh wait, Nick Ricada, are you gonna get me out of state for being a sick revenge porn Ricada and a tax evader? Nick, why don't you donate a couple $100? You're probably getting sick with paper. You're getting sticked with grapes. I'm just getting sticked with papers. Damn, look at the state of a fucking bitter Ricada. Lawsuits going on in 2 states, and all they ever say is horse rapists. Fucking Blaze, they really don't like us. Nick, how about you learn how to form a case? They're not just throwing punches, these niggas be throwing diapers, and I can't afford to fight this since they brought forward my case. Nick, I don't like that twitch you made. I don't like your evil face. Fuck your legal takes. Time to fornicate. Start cross-breeding your wife with the guy that's no more than 4'8". Yeah, they said I'm 5'1". Now after I caught that plane, they said I got that brain damage. I'm probably insane. I pulled my panties aside, squat on this bowling plane. Bitch asked me where the bathroom is. A game. This whole fucking thing's the bathroom. What was I saying? Hold my tongue. Before I say some shit, I can't reword. A fucking massive cuck deserves a massive, massive herd. That's right. You niggas heard. God damn it. I shit the bed so much, niggas call me a hamburger herd. Before I get indicted. You're always invited. Before I get indicted. You're always invited.
Arrested! 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 Arrested!
Before I get indicted. You're always invited. Jesse, say hi to Faith. Alice, say hi to May. No need to hide your face. Up in the league of rape. You can call me Superman, but I don't go for Lois Lane. Take the white trash, his lane with the slowest brain. I'm a cop to blame. The second, my awful's lane. Gator and Augie, same. You dumb niggas all the same. Flamenco, Mimico, I see now why your ass is single. It's simple. Your sister's in the basement screaming, let me go. I got no talent, but I guess I've got a talent for gas and hard. But I don't mean I'll crash art. Just that you're my passage. They love MC Jarbo. Of course, I want to hear the gun. Come on, Matt. Share that shit with everyone.
All right, man. Dad will never have to improvise, no mission or plan to try to crowdfund feeding all these kids that he's had. So where's the next one gonna be, dog? Michigan, man. Can't be that many fat chicks who like these pics in Japan. The West be the world's best non-visiting dad. The worst shit on his laptop makes even the president sad. This nigger went from Allah Akbar, walaikum salam, to a straight bitch that needs like 8 fucking acres of land.
Before I get indicted. You're always invited. You know what? Fuck you, moron. You're always invited.
Arrested! 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 Arrested!
Before I get indicted. You're always invited.
Welcome back, everybody, to Crows of Judgment, and thank you so much for sitting through the music with me. But we have a special guest tonight. I think he's here in the chat, unless I pulled the wrong person into the channel, which I've done before. But I think that's John. I think that's JDA.
That song was fucking terrible. I'm sorry.
Dude, I love MC Jarbo. I love MC Jarbo. It's fun. How you doing, man? He went quiet again.
I'm a little sick. So yeah, I'm like muting in between coughing. I don't have the tooth, but yeah, it sucks. What can you do?
Not much. Wait, I mean, like, you gonna be able to make it through the night?
We're gonna try. We'll see what happens.
All right. Well, I do have your Kickstarter pulled up, but I do have a link in the description for everyone to check out. I'll play the promo video that you have for it if you want to talk a little bit about it. But I do have some other topics first. But do you want to jump into those, or you want to talk about your project?
I love this. I look at the link and it goes like, John Della Rose talks about kids' drag shows. I'm like, fuck. I'm like, thanks, guys. God.
Oh man. You know, I feel I actually do feel terrible at the title. Not for that, but I put an H in your name. I'm like,
yeah,
shit.
That was rough.
Yeah.
But yes, I've got Overmind on Kickstarter. There are no kids drag shows involved in this. We're trying to like make non-degenerate culture and to fight back against like Marvel Comics, DC Comics, all the shit that they're doing. So please check it out. Please back that. And yeah, I'll talk about whatever. I'm good.
I'm going to pull it up on screen here in just a first. I'm fixing my one giant mistake tonight. There we go.
Oh, that feels a lot better.
I'm leaving the kid drag shows in, though.
Oh, thanks. There's another instance of it. I've got a... in fact, they did it at a comic book store in Denver.
Wait, seriously?
Yeah.
You know, actually, just before you tell me about that, I've heard about this happening a lot lately. it seems to be like this thing where they're trying to normalize this
Yes.
idea, like, and if you one of the first instances of this wasn't like groups of children going to drag events or anything. It was the Desmond is Amazing kid. Do you know who that is?
No, I don't.
Okay, this is a 9-year-old boy that would go out in full drag to gay bars and remove clothing for money.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
And now the justification from people on the left was shit like, well, it's not stripping because he's not getting fully nude. And I'm like, okay, oh my fucking God, right? Because beyond the idea that, there are many strip clubs that are not fully nude, the very idea that you would teach a kid to remove their clothing for money, right? That's hardcore grooming. Like, that's hardcore grooming.
Sexualizing a 9-year-old at all, like, even without that, is just the most disgusting thing I could possibly think of. I mean, that's pretty awful. Wow.
I mean, it's insane for me because they pull the most just bizarre justification and defenses for this shit, and I'm just like, it is just fucking grooming, like the idea that drag shows are not, they're not sexual, and I'm going like, are you fucking nuts? I mean, like, look, if people are into that shit, I really don't fucking care, but it's an adult activity, right? It's an inherently sexual thing, and the fact that to my understanding, because my wife is like, very much into Pride and shit like that, they have drag shows that are literally just people going in drag, dancing around, not removing clothing, and not accepting money for it, right? That's not what they're doing with these children. I mean, like, I'm just saying.
Yeah.
Like, if that's what they were doing, that's still too far. That's still too fucking far. But
either way, you don't want kids around any of that shit.
This is removing clothing for money. I'm like, this is the most extreme fucking example that you could put out there. This is like the absurd, like, oh my gosh. Growing up, I remember before we had gay marriage, right? We used to have the
good old days.
Yeah, right? That was back when the religious right used to be an actual thing and used to have an actual power, right? But I remember when they used to talk about gay marriage, and it would be like, oh, if we allow this, then they'll start, sexualizing your children. Oh, if we allow this, then they'll start, promoting it in the schools. And I'm like, my goodness, they were right.
They were 100% right. So, like, in like formal debate, they call it the slippery slope fallacy. And technically, it's a logical fallacy because, and the reason it's a logical fallacy, which does not mean it's wrong. And this is where people confuse because midwits and dumb people don't know that, like, logical fallacy does not mean something equals wrong. They just hear that it's a logical fallacy, so they repeat it.
Yeah.
And fallacy sounds wrong, right? But it just means that it doesn't always lead to that. That's not something you can point to, that A plus B equals C. That's logic. Because A plus B sometimes does not equal C in that case. Like, I don't know. I mean, I don't have an example of it right on the top of my head, but it doesn't always, the slippery slope doesn't always happen. It's not something that you can point to and say this is like 100% true. And that's why it's a logical fallacy. But it's right a lot of the time. And especially in this instance, when you have a group that is honestly, like, I mean, this is where people really have gone off the rails in, like, trying to redefine things. Like, almost every homosexual or transgender or whatever was abused as a child in some way. It's like it's a huge percentage. They stopped doing studies of this.
You know what? I would say that may have been true in the past, but I think that right now.
Well, now there's conditioning.
Yeah. Well, yeah. Like, when I talk with certain people, who have experience with these things, and some of the stuff that I've seen, from other individuals, right? It's this idea, and my goodness, grooming seems to be an actual thing when it comes to.
It's an actual thing.
And when we talk about,
that's
like,
what I'm trying to say. When you've got a group that was abused as a children or suffers abuse or whatever,
it does in a different direction.
It does propagate it. Yeah,
I'm going in a slightly different direction, though. When I talk about grooming, like, yes, people think sexual grooming right off the bat, but there is just grooming for a specific behavior. So when you want to like promote transgenderism, which seems to be like what this whole thing is,
gay's not cool anymore. You got to be trans now. Sorry,
yeah,
guys.
but it's like they'll go to someone who is, you know, not adjusting well, right? Someone who's looking for a connection. You know, generally that's why they're online. They don't have a good social life. And they'll start, you know, promoting them to do certain things, right? Oh, you don't, okay, well, why don't you try, you know, cut your hair? And when you do, they promote you, and they tell you, oh, don't you look so good? You look so great. Hey, you should try wearing boys' clothing, right? And then when they do that and they post photos of it, they start, you know, promoting it and telling them how good they look and don't you feel good? And this, you know, like it fills these people up with all this good, you know, all this good feeling, all this confidence, all this, you know, like all the fucking good chemicals in the brain start getting released.
Yes.
And it just keeps progressing to the point where they start telling them, oh, you must be a boy, and, you know, choose a new name. Doesn't that feel good? Yada, yada, yada. And, you know, when you're dealing with certain individuals who are not mentally well, I'm not saying insane. I'm talking about people that suffer from depression, not adjusting well. It's very easy for them to fall into those groups. Very easy for them to fall into being groomed by these groups. And when you look, I actually have a couple stories that I did want to have pulled up for later on, but there are a few just really disturbing messages that you can find posted online from women who were convinced to, you know, convinced that they were transgender. They were so fucking sure that they were. And you know, it's like 10 years later, and they're suicidal, and it's not because society isn't accepting them. They're suicidal because they chopped off their breast and they're never coming back. You know, like this is something that they're telling. You know, it's nuts to me, right? We don't let children fucking drive a fucking car, own a gun. I mean, you know, look at how crazy people on the left get when they see pictures of children just holding them. We don't let children smoke, do drugs. You know what I mean, right? Like we don't let children do these things. But you know, if a child says, you know, I identify, if a 5-year-old boy says they identify as a girl, they feel like a girl, you'll have people on the left say that is their true identity and want to pump them full of fucking drugs and chop off their dick. Like it's nuts to me. And this
like,
whole thing with
you
like
can convince a 5-year-old of anything. They'll just believe the adult.
Well, I mean,
how it works.
The puberty blocker thing too. I'm actually gonna play the drag show shit, and I just want to rant about this a bit. So later on you can be canceled for JDA.
That's all right. I don't care. I've been canceled before. It won't be the first time.
Actually, I do want to talk about the the game board thing. Because actually the other John in here. Hey John, how you doing? He was telling me about. I think you got banned from this board game group or board game association for trolling people.
They said hate speech, but they of course don't elaborate what that means.
Okay, I want to get into that too, but this whole thing here, right? When you have this idea of like putting puberty blockers, that's the next push, right? And they lie to people and they say, oh, well, it's if you put them on puberty blockers and they change their mind, you just put it on pause, right? It's not true, right? Like they're like one girl that they did that to apparently developed osteoporosis as like a 17-year-old. That's insane.
Yeah, I mean, messing with the body's like growth, like normally, can only be a bad thing. It'll only screw you up long term, obviously.
Well, actually, and I was listening to a few stories from individuals who did take hormones, when they were very young, and then when they wanted to actually transition, right, they weren't able to because part of that surgery, the bottom surgery and shit, your penis actually has to develop for it, right?
Oh God, I'm trying to eat this.
Yeah, sorry. Look. The thing is, though, they don't tell they don't tell these individuals who want to transition that, right? They just tell them by starting hormones as a very young child, it will make them look and feel more feminine. right? That's
Well,
all
do you
it's
remember
about. And I'm just saying that's all it's about.
The,
It's got nothing to do with health. It's got nothing to do with like them transitioning easy or anything like that. That's all a fucking lie. If anything, it makes it worse for them, right? But like they're being promoted to take this shit as little kids while being openly lied to about what it will actually do to their bodies, right? So you're trusting a child to make a life-altering medical decision, and also you're going to misinform the child. Like, what the fuck? It's just insane.
They don't even understand what all that means to begin with. You know, I mean, that's the whole problem.
I guess part of the puberty blockers that they give is like the company that makes the puberty blockers that they're giving to children now. I guess it's the same company that, you know, provides it for chemical castration for pedophiles. It's like that's insane.
Oh, that's nice.
Yeah, it's the same chemical. So I don't like, and it was funny to me because I was watching the Matt Walsh documentary, the What Is a Woman, and he brings this up to somebody and they immediately shut down the interview, and I'm like, bro, I mean, why wouldn't you tell people that? Like, that's insane. Like, they are so dishonest about what people are actually doing to their bodies. It's really nuts. Anyways,
it's just in a sane society, you just never ever allow that to begin with. I mean, it's just the fact that we've gotten this far, and you know, I kind of blame the COVID thing because everybody sat at home, everybody sat online, and then it made everybody crazier. And that's kind of what's happened in the last 2 years. I mean, everybody's just gone batshit insane.
You think that's what it is? Everyone lost their fucking minds?
100%.
I mean, probably. I mean, at this point. Okay, so this I actually found interesting, and okay. The governor of Texas signed a law last year banning sexually oriented businesses from admitting any patrons under the age of 21. This weekend, a gay club hosted a small children for a drag show, a clear violation of the law, but cops stood outside and did nothing. Now, my thing is, a bar is not a sexually oriented business. If it's a gay bar, right, where they strip, and there's a poster in there, and I think, hold on. I go to Andy Knows Twitter because he's been posting fucking about this, and he's got the video, I think, from inside. But like, there's a sign in there it's like a neon sign, and it says it's not gonna lick itself. I'm like,
oh yeah, I saw that. Oh man, unbelievable.
Yeah, I'm going, okay, that is overtly sexual, right? I think you can easily I think you can easily make the argument that what is going actually I want to pull this up too. You can there we go. You can easily make the argument that this is a sexual business with what they're doing, right? You have stripping, you have a sign like that, and this is in front of kids. Now here's the disturbing thing, right? The people are performing, right?
Dude,
and the kids are giving them money. There's another photo, and I don't know if it's from this specific event, but the children are literally putting the dollars into the performer's waistband. And I'm going, you're teaching children about stripping. Like, there's no other way to get around that. And they're defending it.
Cuties in real life.
And this is Max Carson's wet dream. Like, I just so it's like promoted as like this family friendly event and shit, and I'm going, it's really like, okay, so this is one of the people that actually went to the event, and I don't know if I have it pulled up, but I saw a tweet by, oh gosh, not this is, I think it was by, yeah, okay, here we go. This guy. Gosh, Destiny. And this is one of the people that went to the event, right? He's being filmed, and he just stops, spit at somebody, right? And so they identify him, they're talking about him, and Destiny goes, you know, I thought that they were against cancel culture. Why are they doxing this person? I'm like, first off, look, whether or not you want to call it assault, it is assault to spit on someone, right? So he's gonna get doxxed. Mm-hmm. He's gonna get doxxed. He committed a crime in like broad fucking daylight. But second, I don't give a shit if they want to call it cancel culture or not. Like, you're taking kids to events that they should not be going to. You want to groom children, and you want to say, oh, they're against us, that's canceled. Like, oh, no, you're just pedophiles. Like, I don't even need to play fucking games anymore. I don't have to pretend that
it's not about anything goes. That's not what cancel culture is really about. It's about, hey, I can't espouse my political opinion on Twitter without losing my job. That is what cancel culture is about. I mean, that's crazy. But this is crazy on that.
Cancel culture is someone who, back when Barack Obama was against gay marriage, donated to a bill against gay marriage, right? Like $1,000. Back when everybody was against it. Back when California couldn't get it passed into fucking law, right? Cancel culture is when you fire him from his job today for that. That's cancel culture. Going after people's jobs for that type of shit, right? Posting your opinion online, right? Not your opinion to groom fucking children. But like, you know,
once you're taking in the act of taking a kid to a strip show, you are actively harming that child. That is child abuse. Period.
Yeah, like and like the thing that I think is the most effective way of arguing against these people is just ignore them. When they try to say that this is not grooming, when they try to say that, oh, they're not sexualizing children, all you need to say is women were dancing, right? Or because trans women, right? Transgender women, right? Women were dancing in sexually suggestive clothing as children gave them money and slipped it into their waistbands. Like, I don't even need to pretend. I don't need to pretend like we need to acknowledge these motherfuckers, right? It's pretty fucking clear, you know, who is right and who is wrong here. There's no fucking game to be had. Let me get that tip. Thank you, Uncle Big Tip, for what's up, homies? Just want to inform all of you that soon the tip won't be around for much longer. I'm now going to be known as Auntie No Tip. Big yikes, dog. Thank you for the thank you. Crow rant about them targeting the children. Look, I have nothing of respect to say to people who try to deny that that's what's happening here. I saw that idiot Aiden, and you know, again, idiot. But this is typically what I see. Rather than acknowledging that maybe, as a society, everybody is against, you know, taking children to strip shows, right? You don't do that. Instead of doing that, we turn into the Republican Party as a pedophile problem. And I go, okay, let's see, right? It must be the Republicans trying to pass, you know, child sexual grooming into law like the left is doing. And so he goes, the threat highlights over 1,000 instances of pedophilia and sex crimes. And I'm like, oh, I like threats. I dig through it. It's like 47, and some are rumors. And it takes place over the course of 40 years. I'm not even sure what to say to that. Like, that's an active... I mean, don't get me wrong, all of them, if they did it, right, should go to fucking hell. I think the rusty fork castration method is appropriate in these situations. But the people, like, Republicans are not trying to pass this shit into fucking law. These assholes are.
No. That's the other part is, like, I mean, over 40 years, you can get a threat of a couple hundred people. I mean, if you think about it, like, you know, there's 300 plus million people in the country, so 150 million are Republicans, 150 million are Democrats. You know, I mean, probably, a certain percentage of murders are done by Republicans. Like, you take a list of 200 Republicans and go, Republicans have a murder problem out of 150 million people. I mean, that's just like, I hate the way people do it. It's just like appealing to the dumbest people who are like easy to get riled up. That's all it is.
Yeah, no, it's when I look at shit like that, I'm just you're being divisive for no fucking reason, right? Like, that's all it is. What's going on there? I see people on the left that are clearly fucking against that, right? And the other people that are for it seem to just be downplaying the shit out of it and denying what is clearly on camera, right? They can't even defend it properly.
Yeah.
Because there is no, it's indefensible.
You can make a list of 200 Republicans that have had problems over the last 40 years. But the real truth is every Democrat is a pedophile. So
I mean, look, if you're gonna defend that shit, I see no reason to like pretend otherwise. Like, that is gross. It's disgusting. And if your only defense is to call everyone a fucking bigot, okay, pedo. Like, I mean, that's my fucking response at this point. You want to be fucking pedos? You want to be fucking groomers? Or you want to like discuss why you shouldn't be taking children to strip shows? What the fuck? It blows my fucking mind.
It's forced in front of kids. I mean, I'm really annoyed just because like even at small stuff, because I got kids and it's like they watch TV and they go on the little apps on the streaming thing. Well, I mean, half these fucking companies have put like Pride Month logos as their app logos on there, so like they force kids to see it. They are intentionally forcing kids to see it.
Well, I mean, you want to talk about like grooming children into these into queer identity. So what they'll do is they'll take flags, right, to show the children, right, and there'll be all the flags for all the different groups, right. So this is the gay flag, this is the trans flag, the LGBTQ flag, this is the whatever flag, right, and then they'll be like, oh, and that's the straight flag, and it'll be black and white. Right, but all the other flags are all colorful and bright, and you're showing it to like fucking small ass children, right?
It's all propaganda.
And they go like, "Oh, which flag do you want to identify with?" Like, it's bullshit. Like, I mean, I think that there was a study that came out recently. I don't have it pulled up, but just we're just chatting, so you guys can check me if you want. But it was basically going about how there are substantially more people identifying with, some sort of queer identity, but, less people are actually having, quote unquote queer sex. It's funny to me that, when you see people doing that, it's because you popularized it. Not just that, you've weaponized it too. I mean, you cannot speak out against certain people based on what they identify as without getting massive backlash, regardless of what that person actually did, right?
You can't even speak about them, even if it's not in a bad way. If you saw the Nebula Awards, the science fiction awards that were going on a couple weeks ago, Mercedes Lackey, who's a longtime fantasy author, called a guy, and she was talking positively about him. She's trying to praise him, and the guy's kind of a pedo too, but that's a different story. But she called him a colored author instead of an author of color. Yes, she's like 70 something. Instead of an author of color, she called him a colored author, and she's praising him in the
old
statement.
Person mistake.
They canceled her from the convention. They issued a statement saying she's hateful towards whatever. They have no tolerance of bigotry. I'm dead serious. I'm just like, what the hell is going on here?
That's what they used to say back in her day, though. That's what they used to say back in her day.
You're lucky she didn't go full N-word, I mean, jeez.
Like she didn't say anything derogatory. She didn't mention
not at all.
Yeah, she didn't talk about how articulate he was and how surprising it was to see that. Like, it wasn't anything like that, right? And I can totally understand the whole snap reaction, but these people just go in on the snap reaction, and that's all they can focus on. They look for reasons to be upset. It's insane.
It's a clout thing, because like Mercedes Lackey's made millions off of her books over the years, and the people in charge of this fucking club can't sell like 10 books, right?
They're cry bullies. They're cry bullies who weaponize being victims.
Yeah, that's all it is.
Because like in the past, we used to like look at people who thought and did shit, and we're like, oh wow, that's impressive. That's who you lionize. Nowadays, we look at people, get fucking choked out on the street, and we put them in a gold fucking coffin. I mean, dude, I'm just saying that we don't have anyone to actually look up to, right? We really don't. The people we look up to are people that we pity and feel sorry for. Like, it's such a fucking backwards way of living. And as a society, once we put someone into that status of being a victim, right? You can't quote unquote punch down. You can't target them. You can't say anything bad about them, right? Like you can't treat them like a fucking human being the way you would treat another human being, right? You have to like show this fake love and respect and support. And I'm like, people are people. I don't like some people. There are some people who just outright I find like detestable. And these individuals on the left feel the exact same way, right? We should all just acknowledge that and move on, right? But they don't want anyone to feel that way about them, right? They can feel that way about other people.
It's really gay. Yeah.
And when it comes to like the trans movement as a whole, I'm from California. I was born in San Francisco, right?
Are you still here?
No. I moved to Indiana.
Oh, okay.
A few years ago.
He got out of there. He was smart. He got out.
right before COVID.
Oh, that's
You
right.
gotta
I
get
know.
me too, John. John.
I actually
know
know
what?
exactly where you're from.
Yeah, you do. We can get into that.
Well, we can. It'll be fun. I like drama.
Yeah, but like
I'm not one of those fake assholes, by the way. He's like, I hate drama, blah. I'm saying, fuck all those people. All of you, everybody who has a YouTube channel who like engages in this at all, and I'm talking to you, saggy melons out there. You love the fucking drama.
Oh my gosh! Hashtag new jobs for Amber Heard is trending. I'm sure that's just spammed with OnlyFans.
Oh, that'll be fun.
That's just spammed with OnlyFans.
I'd think about subscribing. I don't know.
Look, I've heard people say she's got great tits, and it's not like you have to listen to her talk, right? You can just mute the volume on all.
Yeah.
Anyways, where was I going with this? Yeah, so I'm from California. I was born in San Francisco, so like I'm very familiar with like trans individuals existing, right? And the thing is, back when I lived in the city, like trans people would be on Tinder and I would match with them, and you wouldn't know because some people.
Did you smash that?
No, I didn't. But like I did. But no joke, twice like people that I matched up with on Tinder turned out to be trans. I couldn't fucking tell. Right.
And let me guess. They didn't. They left that part out, right?
Yeah. I left
because
completely out.
if you don't accept them, then you're transphobic.
Yeah.
Hi, Crow. I'm here for our day. I'm a woman.
Hey, but like no joke, right? It does happen. Like, and the thing is, when you talk to them, like, and what they described and the shit that they like said, like how they had to do shit. Is very interesting compared to the stuff that I hear today where it's like, go online and you're able to find these fucking hormones easy. It's nuts. Like the fact that kids can get this shit without proper like psych evals, they're not being diagnosed with gender dysphoria. They're just being told, yeah, you're trans. Here's your fucking pills, like injections or whatever the fuck they take. I don't know, man. Like that's bizarre to me. Right? It really is bizarre to me. And not just that, this whole fucking non-binary thing, the fucking multiple different identities that people have. Now you have children going to school.
My bad. Interrupt him.
Yeah.
Yo, look at what Aura just put in the chat.
My friend got banned off Twitter because he said he knew how to treat a woman in his. That's good. Sorry. Look, those individuals, though, no joke, they go through all the fucking effort, right? To be that way, live that way. They have gender dysphoria. I mean, what am I actually gonna say, right? Compared to the shit that I see now, where it's like, oh, you can be any identity that you want, and it changes all the time, and everybody lives on a spectrum, and now we have children going to school, saying that they're fucking cats and meowing, like, and the teachers there like have to respect that. I'm going, no. At a certain point, it's just a mental illness. At a certain point, you need to stigmatize certain things. right?
Or
and
or
to
it's,
me,
it's
like,
not mental illness, or it's not mental illness at all. It's just somebody wanting to get attention.
I think that's a lot of it too.
There's a lot of that these days, especially with like teenagers and all that. They live for attention. But look, I've got some tranny friends, of course. And if like one of my tranny friends wants to be called she, I'll call her she. I don't give a fuck. But I do definitely draw the line at like, I'm not calling you Zer.
Yeah, no, I'm not. I don't respect
whatever
I don't
the fuck
respect
that
any
is.
of that shit. No. I don't think and to me, like, honestly, of the trans people that I still know, right, and that I'm friends with, right, to like me, they don't respect this fucking bullshit, fucking neo-pronoun fucking garbage, right? To them, it's disrespectful to what they go through. Right? They see it as just like a fucking mockery. It's just people trying to like identify as queer for whatever reason, and like I know why.
Look, if I hear somebody say my pronouns are they them, I'm gonna be like, who the fuck are you, Venom?
That's good. Like I can't respect it because it doesn't seem to be rooted in reality, because when you're looking for some actual explanation, they just make emotional arguments about how people think and feel, right? And I go like, well, that's not reality. I can think many different things. I can feel many different things. I don't think that we should respect all of those things because, well, I already know bad things would happen, and I'm okay with it. But most people wouldn't be. Anyways, where was I going with this?
I don't know.
Yeah, totally off.
Shit, I don't know either. I was just saying random shit while I'm stuffing my face.
All right. I gotta click on this. It's driving me nuts. New jobs for Amber Heard. Pirates of the Caribbean and the escape from that sadistic bitch from Atlantis. Commercials. Use pledge interchangeably for furniture and roaches.
That's not that funny a meme.
What's this? We heard that you need to earn $10 million. Audition today.
That's a strip club.
That's good. Wait, how do you know it's a strip club? Never mind. Oh, these two. Hey, JDA, did you pay attention to any of that stuff with the Vic Mignogna?
Yeah, I know quite a bit. So, like Vic, I'm a big Star Trek fan.
Oh, okay.
Way back, and so I was a big fan of Vic from his Star Trek Continues. So the guy's a huge Star Trek fan, like
big time,
like nuts about it. And I watched his show, and he actually constructed his own original Enterprise bridge, like based on the specs that were actually from the Hollywood studios. Like somewhere in the set, I think he's in Texas or something like that. I can't remember, but he actually constructed a full Enterprise bridge. Like spent hundreds of thousands of dollars on it. Made these episodes where it was full on like original Star Trek. It felt like real Star Trek, way better than any of the shit they're putting out now. And even with like a low budget, and it was clearly low budget everything, like he put together like the best Star Trek I've seen, like almost period. It was that good. And he of course made himself Captain Kirk.
Star Trek Continues.
That's what you do.
Yeah.
So good. So I was a big fan of him, and I saw when he was first getting canceled. I reported on it. I report on this stuff like really early usually. And it bothers me I don't get the credit for it. But I actually reached out to him and was like, hey, I'm on your side. I'm a big Star Trek fan. I got your back, whatever. He sent me a very nice message back in the day. So I like Vic.
Yeah, no, because I got to meet him at Anime Matsuri, and the interactions that you see him have when
did he grab your butt and then force you to his hotel room?
Well, to be clear,
I'm just kidding.
I actually chose to wear a very long skirt that day, so he wouldn't be tempted.
Okay.
Yeah. No, I mean, like, actually, it was very interesting because there are some people that, I don't really tend to pay attention to, like, the voice actors or any of the celebrity people kind of that show up at the conventions, right? I like going and just seeing what's there, and I like going to the different booths and buying a bunch of shit. I'm terrible.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah, no, it's awesome. But no, it's actually a problem. But also,
it gets very expensive.
Yeah,
I love Gen Con specifically.
You know, actually, I did find out that
God.
I found out though that the UPS store is open on Sundays, which is great because there was a whole bunch of shit that I could not get onto the plane that I bought.
Oh, nice.
Oh yeah.
And that only adds like ridiculous amounts to the cost of what you bought too.
God,
Yeah.
But you know what? It was worth it. Okay. All right. So the thing is, I never really pay attention too much to the people, you know, like the you know, the, I guess whatever they call the attendees, but I did notice that there were certain people that I saw, you know, when they were signing and shit. They were very cordial, very nice, very friendly with people. There were two, okay, that I saw. One was at the hotel, and the other was, I believe, moving to a panel. Both of them did not seem very happy. Like, I mean, the one moving to the panel just like very kind of like rushed, and I don't know, probably like, you know, maybe in a hurry and everything, but didn't seem to really be paying attention to anyone was trying to like talk to them. And the other one at the hotel was like straight up blew somebody off, and it was actually kind of funny. With Vic though, like the dude was just chill the entire time. Even like the thing is, back at the hotel, when, you know, there's this one area outside where people like go and drink and shit and smoke cigars and everything. Dude goes there and is just like entertaining an entire group of people after being at the fucking convention the entire day, moving from one panel back to his fucking booth, doing all these signatures. The guy is busy the entire time. Then when he goes to relax, entertains an entire crowd of people. Like,
that's amazing.
I mean, you got like how exhausting must that be? But he never.
Yeah, I don't have that kind of energy.
No, I mean, I like if.
Well, that's how I look.
Yeah,
that's the kind of stuff that right there shows a person. I've seen a lot of people go to conventions, right? You know, I used to be a part of one.
Yeah,
and I could tell you, you know, who's there for the fans and who's there really just, you know, just for the money. I mean, essentially everybody is there for the money because, I mean, it's still work for them. But there's those people that go above and beyond, even when they don't have to. You know, one of the people that I always seen like do that, honestly, like that I've witnessed him personally do that shit is Austin St. John, aka, you know, original Red Ranger. He'll be there early, and he'll leave late. You know what I mean? And when he's not on the convention floor, he'll be out somewhere. If he's out somewhere publicly, he's just chilling. You know what I mean? He's very approachable. He'll talk to people. Won't be the kind of guy that you go up to him and be like, yo, hey, you know, hey, I'm just doing this. Unless he's with his family, that's the only time he'll be like, hey, you know, I'm kind of with my family right now. That's the only time where he'll really draw the line and be like, hey, you know, kind of, you know, with the family. Or
he's working
right
on
now,
laundering money from the federal government, you know, there's that too.
You know, I doubt that he did that. You know what I mean? That's not within his character. I've worked with a guy before. You know, it's possible. It's always within the realm of possibility, but you know, that doesn't fit the character of the person I've worked with.
Wait, what is he accused of exactly?
Basically,
you know,
like there were these COVID loans.
The government,
yeah.
through PPP loans and stuff.
I'll be honest with you
But
guys.
let's be honest. This is like there was a lot of people doing that,
Bro,
including
he did it, like
and stuff like that. So it's just like.
You know, if he did it, I really don't care. Everybody was ripping off the government. If anyone wants to like
no, of course, but
normalize
here's
and
the
act
thing.
like, oh no, oh my goodness, that's
see a
evil,
scenario-
that's awful.
I can
Like,
see-
fuck off.
I can see a scenario where he trusted the wrong people and told him, hey, don't worry about it. You know, it's free money from the government. You know, but
because
ultimately,
it was like, God, it seems so dishonest.
Well, I mean, FaZe Clan got 1.5 mil. Remember?
Right? Like, I'm just saying,
it's like FaZe Clan. What y'all need that for?
Look. You had people whose entire business is sitting at home on their asses, and they applied for these fucking loans and got them. Right? It was bullshit. It was fucking garbage. It was ridiculous. To sit there, I really. If you want to tell me that somebody, oh my goodness, ripped off the government? Well, you know, no shit. Like you made it so that anyone could go ahead and get that money from you. It was free money from the government. Right? You want to sit there and be pissy now and go after people? Fuck off. Like, I hate our government. That's just garbage to me. You created the fucking
Because they're
problem.
like, good.
No, I really don't
Good.
care if he did
Get
do
your
it. Like,
FaZe
good,
Clan.
take the fucking money. Yeah, even FaZe Clan. I don't fucking care. Right? The fact that the government gave them the money in the first place, that's the government's fault. Fuck off. Irresponsible fucks. And you sit there and, like, bitch and scream and moan to collect it from people. But then once you've got it, look how easily you lose it. Jesus, it's pathetic.
Well,
Oh my
I'd
gosh,
rather
if you
go
don't
to
pay your taxes,
Austin,
we're
St.
gonna
John
arrest you. We're gonna arrest you. We're gonna steal all your things. We're gonna repo your fucking home if you don't pay us our fucking taxes. And then what they do? Oh, good. You FaZe Clan 1.5 million. Oh yeah, you need that definitely. Oh, Ukraine 54 billion dollars. Yeah, totally. Whatever. Who fucking cares? We'll get more next year. Like it's ridiculous to me.
What are you saying now, John? John was gonna say something.
I would much rather the money go to Austin St. John than the Ukraine, for example.
Oh, sorry.
Right?
No, I
Yeah.
agree. I think that's all. That's something we can all agree with. I definitely agree with that.
Okay, so I think we're well into the stream enough. Let's talk about Overmind, a science fiction thriller graphic novel. A renegade AI threatens to the Terran Empire. Isla Rin. I said that right?
Yeah, I'm going with Ayla, but
Ayla,
yeah, Isla's good too. Whatever.
I'll go with
Written
Ayla.
by the number one voice, right? And the number one Hispanic
That's right.
voice, John
Yeah, so
Juan de la Ros.
Okay, I am not doxing you. I'm not doxing you, John. But I know where Danville, California is. I know
he's
where you're at.
doxing me. He
It
just
says
doxed
it
me
there.
live on the
It says it there. No, it says it there. That's not me. That's not me. It says it right there.
Stop!
What?
Stop!
What?
Crow. No, don't go any further.
What? I know
just
where
kidding,
that
bro.
is. That's all I mean. I didn't say. Oh shit! I forgot to read this tip. Gigi Evan, thank you for the tip. Amber Heard can dig a ditch or lie in one. Same thing for Vickyverse. Let's start some drama. Okay.
Damn, Gigi with the.
Okay. Wait.
Vicky just made an angry tweet about me
Oh, she did.
about an hour ago.
Okay. Well, hold on.
Okay,
We'll save the drama
No,
with Vicky. Let's talk about Overmind first.
please show my book. Thank you.
Yeah. Well, let me.
So this is
Oh, wait. Let me play the video first because I'm gonna have
Sure.
questions, and I'm sure the chat's gonna have some questions.
Yeah, good.
Who does the Terra Prime Empire call when they've got some dirty work? Special Agent Ayla Rin has accepted a simple reconnaissance mission that quickly evolves into a planet-hopping adventure. And she finds herself at the bottom of a mystery that could end her very life.
Okay. So, can you tell the chat a little bit about the book? What is the Overmind, or is that like a big secret that's going to come up later?
No, it's not a secret. Overmind is a artificial intelligence that was conscripted in this like lab on a colony planet, and the artificial intelligence slowly brainwashes the entire population there. So this gal, our super secret agent, is sent out to investigate what's going on there. Eventually, she gets trapped and has to destroy things before she gets killed and before this gets exported to the entire empire, galaxy wide. So it's got a little Star Wars in it, got a little like James Bond in space in it. But I made it a hot redhead with tits because that's how you sell things on the internet, and
Yes.
people want to look at that for some reason.
Well,
The redhead
there's not enough redheads in
There's not.
real life for people, so
There's not. But they're also being replaced in Hollywood and in comics and all that. Of course, you know about the ginger side, I'm sure, everybody here. So we did that
Yes.
intentionally as like a subversive FU to Hollywood. We made her very well endowed because you're not allowed to do that anymore. They try to make everybody flat chested and manly looking. So
I
everything
can
here
imagine
is subversive.
Overmind as like a live action Netflix production, and she'll be 5'1", biracial something, flat.
Yeah, should we play by like a black trans man or something?
Oh yeah, no, that'd be perfect.
So have the haircut, the half shaved, the half
shaved. Yes, my favorite.
The half shave
with a nose ring, perfect.
Actually,
I'm talking the bull ring.
I do want to say two things that I actually really like about this. One, your art here is just incredible. I really do like this style. But also
I do too. It reminds me of 80s style, some John Bryn inspiration, maybe a little bit of Howard Chaykin.
I love the style of like the gun that she's holding in the armor. It's got this it's like John was saying, it's got this really good feel to it. Because I love sci-fi.
It's classic American sci-fi culture.
Yes.
So
okay, there you go. That's it.
There's a lot of guys like kind of around me, and they're really into like the 90s and early 2000s, like trying to bring it back to that. And I'm a little bit more of a like I'm looking at this from like a bigger culture perspective than that. Like to me, like the 90s and early 2000s were already subverting culture wise. You already had gay shit percolating into everything. You already had like that like race replacement happening in like 90s and 2000s stuff. You already had everything. No heroes were heroes by that point. Everybody's just dark and edgy and everything's awful by the 90s and 2000s. So I want to bring things back because like when things were great about our culture, it was this aesthetic that I'm talking about. And I'm talking like the 30s, 40s, 50s, and it starts to diminish by the 70s. There's good stuff there and there's good stuff in the 80s too. But like we were already fucked by the 90s. And so I want to regress even harder. And so I take these like 50s sci-fi things. If you look like the ray gun in her outfit, it's very like, if you look at Flash Gordon, and if anybody even remembers what Flash Gordon is in the chat, like I'm big into the comic history. So, that's the type of thing you'd see in Flash Gordon. Or if you had like EC Comics, like from the 1950s was one of the best. They had a magazine called Weird Science. If you look at all like the devices and like the architecture and all that, you'd see that sort of thing in Weird Science. And so we're trying to emulate that because that's when our culture was really good and trying to just like really create an aesthetic that's really different. There's still images down further on the thing that makes it a little easier.
It's got a little bit of Defenders of the Earth in it.
Oh, there we go.
Yeah. So you can keep going down. So we got a cover, a variant cover, and then I'm actually writing a novel to go with it also. So I'm going way artsy on it. But here's like our full on art, and so we're going just all the way over the top. Just crazy action adventure, so much fun. And if you scroll down more, you can kind of see the spaceships and architecture because we really wanted to lean into that retro sci-fi feel.
Yeah, definitely.
Which I think is awesome. So there's that. A lot of it's pretty psychedelic too with what we're doing with the coloring. But that's how things were awesome. If you remember the good old days, we're bringing it back. Of course, we've got modern pacing so that things are a little faster paced than they used to be. But I think you'll enjoy it. It's good stuff. This is the best stuff I've ever done by far. So
actually, you know what, that aesthetic you were talking about, you can kind of see it here too with this.
I do it in everything. Yeah.
Yeah.
Dynamite Thor is actually a 50s superhero that lasted for 6 issues.
Wait, really?
And so, yeah. So I found it and I thought it was the most ridiculous thing I've ever seen. Literally the guy, his name is, so the reason he's named Dynamite Thor, it has nothing to do with like Thor, like Asgard. But like, he literally just chucks dynamite. He's immune to explosives is his power. And so like he chucks sticks of dynamite at like mobsters. And then like in order to fly,
awesome. Wait.
He throws dynamite behind him, like so it explodes and it propels him in the blast. And I was like, this is the funniest thing I've ever seen in my whole life. So I decided to make,
How do you time that?
I just look up this like comic stuff from the 30s, 40s, and 50s. I don't know. I find it.
Wait.
I like
I'm trying to figure this out.
Remind me of Howard Chaykin.
I'm sorry. Like
yes.
I have to figure this out. So he's immune to explosives, right?
Yes.
Okay, but like so he uses the explosive with all this force to propel himself straight into a brick wall.
Well, he didn't do that in the book. He just does it. He just tells himself.
I'm wondering, would his immunity to explosives
would his immunity then?
Like...
Would he be immune to the brick wall? That's a great question. Now it wasn't answered in those comics. Like, but the reason I liked it is because like you see these little like clouds of explosions behind him. It looks like he's farting himself through the air in those old comics. And that on it, I am that stupid that I'm like,
well, actually,
yes,
the chucking sticks of dynamite reminds me of was it the first Batman film? Michael Keaton, where he hands the fucking the bad guy this like time bomb and it just explodes in his hands.
Yes.
I like it.
Oh,
Hey,
yeah.
I thought you were gonna say it
Good
reminded
stuff.
you of Mystery Men.
What? No,
Mystery Men.
Batman. Michael Keaton.
But yeah, so you keep mentioning Howard Chaykin. Yeah, I'm actually reading Howard Chaykin's Twilight right now. Have you read that, Other John?
I have not read that, but you know, I'm familiar with his work. Like that's why I like the way you have the explosions drawn and stuff like that reminds me of how he draws and colors his explosions and stuff.
Yes, he's got that same vibe, and he's also a guy who like is like super into like the retro 50s and like the golden age and things like that too. So yeah, definitely has the same vibe as that. Man, that's some good comics knowledge. A lot of people won't know who Howard Chaykin is these days.
Yeah.
John's an expert.
So the good old school ones. No, well, the thing is, I like a lot of the. I mean, even you know, I like a lot of the stuff from the 80s and 90s more than anything else. I mean, some of the early 2000s stuff was okay, but that's really where I kind of dropped off of comics too and would only come back every once in a while. That's when I was just like, oh god, this is starting to become
my
unbearable.
My artist did pretty good in that sort of like indie explosion in the late 80s. She's been in the business for like, I guess, 90s, 2000s, so almost 40 years. So she's an old timer, and she's going under a pseudonym because you know, she's affiliated with me.
Yeah, reasons. Not
destroyed.
That's totally understandable. Totally understandable.
Yeah, I mean, she's really got a great pedigree. She's a wonderful person. She's super based too. But of course, you gotta maintain your job also.
Hey,
of course, yeah, you gotta protect yourself.
JD, I gotta ask. What? I am fascinated by Dynamite Thor. I really am. What goes to Iraq though?
Oh yeah, so that's not in the original comics. So what I did with Dynamite Thor is I actually took those original comics, I restored them because they were they were just bad scans of them basically. So I got them recolored and all that. So I did that, and then I decided to make my own version of it in addition to that, and like I had it like so that his grandson inherited his powers and like was a explosives demolitions contractor in Iraq. And so, because I thought what could be funnier than the stupid Dynamite Thor? Well, having this happen, like, and having suicide bombers around, like that would be even funnier.
That's what I was gonna ask.
Yeah.
Like some dude just like run up to Allah and then just like fucking
correct. That's exactly what I did in the comic.
Oh my god.
It's pretty out of control. I don't know. It was really entertaining stuff. And you can get it through the campaign as an add-on. So if you guys if
that is
if something like that grabs you,
that is the one that you guys need to get. Get the campaign and get it with Dynamite Thor.
Yeah, absolutely.
I like the colors.
I really like, honestly, the aesthetics, the actual art style, you know, for me, there are certain indie projects that the story really does sound good, but the art itself, like the style, I'm not judging, like sometimes it's really good, it's just a style I really dislike.
It's usually 80% of the art is kind of bad on indie projects. I mean, you know, I don't want to diss too many indies, but like there's really like, you know, there's a reason ours is at $15,000 like in like 10 days, and then most of them don't really get there.
This is really really good. I mean, I'm praising it a lot. I just this style is something that I think a lot of people miss, because you can find comics, right? Yes. From like 20-30 years ago, similar, right? Not the same thing, but like closer to this. Nowadays, you won't find anything close to it, right? Like I'm looking, I really like it. I really do.
Yeah.
And
that old school aesthetic is good stuff. I mean, if you read something like Death of Captain Marvel. That still holds up. Like the artwork in it, the colors, everything.
Yeah.
Jim Starlin's a douche nozzle now, but back then though he was killing it, man. Like
Oh,
especially
I
with
loved
that.
it.
Like that was
Starlin's stuff
beautiful.
is some of my absolute
Yeah.
favorite. And yeah, he like everybody else, he's kind of just deranged now. But man, I mean, that was cool. I love all that cosmic stuff. That's always been kind of my favorite. I'm really into Nexus from the 80s. Did you ever read that one, John?
I know of Nexus. I never got a chance to read it, but I know didn't one of the creators of Nexus, the writer, I think, didn't he like go nuts or something? Like he had like a bunch of like mental issues. I know like the artist for Nexus, I think still
Steve Rude.
does comics. Yeah, Steve
No,
Rude, the artist.
Mike-
he was the artist, right?
I don't know about. I mean, Mike, the writer, is a friend of mine. I mean, he's
Mike Barron, right?
Yeah, I mean, he's a weird dude in a good way though. But he's old. I mean,
Steve
but he's
Rude.
like
Steve Rude is the one that went
Steve
like
Rude's the
off
artist.
the rails
Did he
a
go
little
crazy?
bit. Yeah,
Okay.
yeah. Like
'Cause
he
Mike's not crazy.
Mike's
Mike's a good
Yeah.
Mike's a good like Trump
Yeah.
supporter and all that. Like that's so he
Yeah.
got canceled.
Yeah,
But
dude, there's
yeah.
a documentary. I think it's on. You can watch it on Prime. It's called like Rude Dude, and it's about Steve Rude, and it talks. Bro, like the dude is
I'll watch
he's
it.
off the rails, man.
Wow.
He's off the rails, man. He's out there, man. Like I remember there's this part in the documentary where like the cops come to his house and he's like pissed off that the cops are there, and it's just like, the cops aren't really doing anything. They're just doing like a routine. Come to his house, and I guess they heard some disturbance. And he's like, "Look at this motherfucker coming to my house." It's like, "Whoa, bro, like take it easy." It's just like, who knows what was happening prior to the cops showing up? Like, because apparently the guy does have like some serious, I guess, outbursts and stuff like that. So it's just like they probably were coming because they probably heard some yelling and shit at his house, and neighbors probably called the cops. It's like, "Yo, there's some shit going down over there." So it's just like you see. Yeah, I mean, the guy, like, his artwork is fantastic. I mean, it's undeniable and stuff, but, like, you could see that he's not really playing with a full deck.
His art's beautiful. Like, beautiful.
Yeah, it's great. It's great. Apparently, that's what the documentary, what it's talking about really at that point in his life is really him trying to transition from just being, like, a comic book artist over to just...
Nice.
Well,
Happy Pride Month.
Well, he's just trying to do like artwork. He's trying to like go to art galleries and sell like, these art pieces and stuff like that. And it's kind of like it's catching up to him at that point in his career where he's just like trying to do that and trying to distance himself from Nexus. Not that he's like completely dismissing Nexus or anything like that, but he's just like, I'm just trying to do like, I want to be just an artist now that goes out and goes to art shows and sells these pieces and stuff like that for a bunch of money. And it wasn't going his way too much.
Well, I want to watch that documentary.
It's called Rude Dude. Rude Dude.
So real quick, I have a couple of comments from the audience. Devin says that this reminds her of the old X-Men style.
Oh, John Byrne. Yeah. Cool.
Told you. John Byrne, man. Woo! Some good stuff right there.
Thank you, by the way.
GG Evan had a question. Is this story inspired in any way by Total Recall?
No, it's inspired mostly by Valerian, which is a French comic from the 1970s.
Wait, didn't they make that into a movie?
They did, and I actually like the movie, but it doesn't match the comics, if that makes sense. So, yeah. A lot of people didn't like that movie, but I thought it was pretty good.
I heard people like really upset when that movie came out that were like fans.
It's mostly because of the casting, because the characters were cast as these like really string bean model types, and they didn't fit the characters.
Oh, it would have
been a funnier explanation if you would have said it's because it was a French movie.
All right,
that would have been hilarious. Yes.
Oh man. Okay.
Fucking French.
So let's see here. I want to go through the actual reward.
Thanks.
So
there's a novel and a comic. So I decided I I wanted to go all in on this because I write novels also. So I've written 16 novels, and that's kind of where I like got most of my fan base from before getting into comics. But so this is the first time I've ever tried to do both for a property, and I think that's kind of unique. You don't really see that a lot where people do novels and comics of the same property.
Wait. So an actual book, like
yeah, like a book. So if you don't like comics but you like books, you can get a book. There's a book. I'm trying to just do that. Yeah. Then you can use your imagination, imagineering the future. Yes.
But the art is so good. The art is so good. Yeah, no, it's tough. Yeah, honestly, I
say get both, and that's the best way to do it. So what I'm not, this is not. So what I did, because I'm like, well, if I was a reader, would I want to read the same story but a novel version of it? No. So the novel's actually a separate story starring the same character.
Okay. So they are different.
So they're different stories.
I thought that
if you really want the best
I thought
picture,
you had like done the novel and then because I could see someone like writing a novel and then converting that into a graphic novel. But the fact that you told them separately is really interesting because you really do get more value out of getting both. Then
yes, that was the goal. So we did the comic first,
the Overmind.
And I love this comic.
Okay, so
yes.
which? Here we go. The
graphic novel and novel. Yeah. So I did the comic first, and I just loved this so much. That's why I was like, wow, I'm just gonna write a novel so I can like really build, because you can do so much more world building and getting into the characters and things like that in like a 300-page book than you can in like a comic. And so you can really expand the scope a lot, and that's what I'm trying to do.
Yeah,
it's fine.
All right. Yeah. So Overmind hardcover. That's for the novel.
The hardcover for the comic, just for the comic. Yeah.
Oh, okay,
I'm not doing a hardcover for the novel.
Oh, okay. So it's graphic novel. I just saw Sashi variant and novel. So that gives you the physical copy. So the Sashi variant, I think that was down.
The Sashi variant's up top. Well, it's in there too, but that's kind of the everything package.
Okay.
Next one. That's the first one. There's the Sashi variant. Miss Sashi does a like exclusive variant. I put them. These ones are exclusive to my Kickstarter campaigns, and like once they're gone, they're gone. So like the main cover up top is going to be like, that one is like, I'll have extra copies of that. Probably sell it with, whenever I do book 2 or whatever. This first one right here, like, will be exclusive to this, and so it'll be like limited. And she does one for all my campaigns, like, and she just draws women so pretty that it's just awesome. And that's those sell really well every time.
I'm trying to. I'm looking for the tier that gives the Sashi variant cover, and
you're right there.
And also gives Dynamite Thor.
Dynamite Thor is an add-on. So if you get the Sashi variant, okay, well, you click on Sashi variant cover. Hopefully you don't like dox your credit card information or something.
I won't. I won't.
Dox yourself.
No. Look, this actually looks really good. So let's see.
Do it later.
Okay. Listen, I'm not doing anything yet. Okay.
Select a country that gives shipping. International shipping sucks these days.
But fortunately,
I live in
Venezuela. No. United States. Where the fuck is that? Why is United States all the way in here? It should be at the top. You American bastard. Okay.
Yeah. Well, that's how it goes.
Okay, so continue.
Because we're French.
Okay.
So now here's all the shit.
Okay.
It's actually on there. Maybe it is.
I was like, wait, is it? Like, let me show it to everybody. No.
Yes. And here's the list of like all the stuff you can get. So if you find Dynamite Thor, it's on there somewhere. Unless I screwed up.
There we go.
It's possible. There it is. Okay, cool. There's the Dynamite Thor graphic novel. Yep. Cool. Okay. And there you go.
All right, I'm going to save that for later. But that's the one. But anyways, everybody, this.
And you read your credit card number on the air.
Yeah, right. I heard that. Who's that guy who would do the he was the motherfucker who would always tell kids to get their parents' credit card information. And so he uploads these videos to YouTube, and YouTube like bans him for scamming. Like,
That's funny.
Like, he's joking. Oh, man. Okay, so I do want to talk to you about some of the drama with now.
I don't do drama. I'm sorry. That's not me.
I look. I understand. I just want to know: do you accept any responsibility for your actions?
No.
Okay.
I'm the victim here.
You're the victim here.
I am the victim here.
Even though you are a man and therefore incapable of being abused by a woman.
Well, Johnny Depp proved otherwise. Thank you.
She can still appeal it. Let's not jump the gun. Let's not jump the gun. It's not over yet. It's not over yet.
It's never gonna be fucking over. God damn it.
I gotta go back to Twitter for a second. Have you seen the fucking insane shit for fucking Amber Heard? Oh my god, Cut for Amber was insane. Like, these people are nuts. Like, there's multiple posts where they're like threatening to go fucking kill people. There's verified fucking Twitter accounts talking about all the, quote unquote misogynistic Johnny Depp fan accounts that they're flagging. I'm like, these people are just disgusting. Like, they're threatening to harm. They're threatening self-harm. There are multiple calls for like flat out death, and at the same time, they're openly bragging about flagging people's accounts to get them banned. Like,
yes,
I mean, Unhinged does not cover just how insane the Amber Heard supporters are, which is nuts because during the trial, none of them spoke. Like none of them. like none of them existed. And after the trial, they all came out.
I've gone out to the coffee shop and talked to people and lunch and, whatever. Like, I've not met one person in real life, not one, who supports Amber Heard. Not a single person. But then you go on the internet and you see these weirdos. And I wrote a couple articles about it, actually, this weekend. We had Tess Fowler actually going off and blaming Ethan Van Sciver for the verdict. That was amazing.
I had some Obi-Wan articles pulled up from Manning in the Comics, but I think the Tess Fowler articles in here too. What?
What the fuck does Ethan have anything to do with
Oh god, dude, you gotta see it. You gotta see it. Hold
it's
on,
amazing. Yeah.
Here we go. Dungeons and Dragon artist Tess Fowler blames Ethan Van Sciver for endlessly driving hate at Amber Heard. No, you don't understand. You don't understand why she blamed him. Okay, let me read this quote.
It's the best. Yes.
This is who is radicalizing incels right here. Yes. You want to know the source? You want to know who's preying on out-of-work comic book pros and driving trolls into your social media mentions? This guy. He's worse than Alex Jones. All you have to do is look at what he posts. Worse than Alex Jones. That's.
Yes. She's got the haircut.
Oh man,
she goes on. It doesn't end there.
It's great.
Where's
it doesn't
tweet?
End there.
Where's the next tweet?
Keep scrolling.
Oh, there it is.
I gotta keep going. Okay.
However you might feel about her Depp, it was one of this guy's weird, obsessive devotees who was referenced in the trial for endlessly driving hate at Amber online. The sheer volume of their hate-filled lies is overwhelming to deal with. I speak from experience. Oh. This woman is talking about Tug. She's blaming Ethan Van Sciver for
Tug
for creating Tug. I saw this shit.
Ethan should just go out and start. She was like, with mine own two hands, I molded him.
Yeah. Oh man. Oh shit. Oh, it's so great. So super unhinged. Then I got the crazy rich Asians guy calling Johnny Depp supporters Nazi adjacent.
I got that pulled up. Had it pulled up. Hold on, that's in here too.
And that guy's a piece of work. So this guy's one of the biggest shit stirrers in the board game industry too, by the way. He is one of those like influencers who has his hands into a lot of these board game companies.
Yeah.
And he just uses his identity politics to just kind of mess with everything. He's a big shit stain. And here it goes.
God, I don't want to do a whiny bitch voice.
You can do a racist Asian voice.
Oh, wait. Other John, it's not your channel. You do the racist Asian voice. No one
I have to do
What?
that.
No,
Oh.
other John.
Oh, other John. Okay, good.
Dude, I can't even read that right now. I'm on my phone.
Oh my
I can't
God.
I can't even see the text on there.
I don't want to get canceled.
You got to do it for the show.
Just
You
read
gotta
it.
do
Just read it. Listen. Just read it in your brother's voice. Read it in your brother's voice.
Like I'm gay?
Hi, I'm Dean. Hi, I'm
My
Dean.
block list is millions of accounts picked up from conservative Nazi
Okay, never mind.
misogynist
Just-
Gamergate, etc.
Just stop.
Don't read it like a fucking racist Asian. I read it like a drunk stoner.
Yeah, so first you gotta get the music going in the background that does the like, you know,
Oh my.
you gotta get that going.
What
What's that? What's the name of that song? I can never remember that.
I think I'm turning Japanese.
No, it's not.
That's.
No,
Well, I mean,
no.
that's one of the lyrics in the song.
What, Crow?
That's one of the lyrics in the song.
No, the one that they play in all the old kung fu movies and all that. You know,
Oh.
whenever the Asian person comes on screen, you know.
Oh no, that's not the song that they always play for the Asian person.
Should have Aura come on
Always.
and read it. Just have Aura come on and read it.
Like,
And
well,
one of
no,
his
or
many
is.
different voices.
I mean, Or is probably busy right now, and I doubt he wants to be. We should get one of the. We should get one of the viewers to come on and read it as a racist Asian. Yeah, we need
My
a sound.
blockiest.
we-
My
we-
blockiest. Hold on, let me see if I can do this. Calvin Wong.
But I was
No,
looking
John.
for a
don't
sacrificial
do this.
lamb. If you're,
I'm
if you're
gonna
sure.
do it. I can't see it big enough on
Don't do it.
Oh, wait,
I'm
hold
gonna
on,
do
hold
it.
on. I can fix that for you. Give me a second. There we go. Can you see it better
Okay.
now?
Okay, perfect.
My blockiest is millions of accounts picked up from conservative, Nazi, misogynist, Gamergate, etc. So when I chain block tweets already in those circles, I only pick up a couple 100 mil new blocks.
You got to do the R for the L,
Yeah.
sorry.
No, you got
New-
to. All
new
your
brass.
L's are R's, dude.
Chain Brock tweets. Even though the Reichs are in the 30K range, pro Johnny Depp tweets are the same. That site is filled with the worst trash and the internet can muster, because they see this as opportunity to legitimize hate against women, and the rest of them are useful tools, fools, I can't even do that word, who are renting their fandom
Furge.
of movie star, radicalize them to
Wait,
hatred.
John, say it with me. Furge.
Forge.
Forge. Okay, I'll do the last one.
Okay.
I think I've had enough to drink for it.
Okay.
Let me spell it out for you. It doesn't matter whether it started that way or whether it was co-opted, but the pro-Johnny Depp movement is now misogynistic. Not the adjacent psyop to get the general public on board with dismantling the gains made by the Me Too movement.
You doing that as Timmy from South Park, or was that Simple Jack?
I fucked it up like halfway through. Dude, like honestly, let's be real. He is Asian, but he's also kind of retarded. Kind
I
of.
love that the guy's name is Loon. That's just the best. Like I couldn't make that better.
Why even take up the side of Amber Heard? Oh my gosh. Okay. John, you have to read this, but you also have to scream it out into the mic.
Okay. I'm gonna try. Okay, I'm a little sick, so if I start coughing, that's the end of the show.
So if you were involved with the misinformation and harassment campaign surrounding Roar, you better get yourself in fucking order, because I am in mood to stop posting names and receipts.
Oh shit.
If you saw your friends participating in this, you better tell them of this new info, because I am hopping mad, about to start looking for people to get mad at.
Just fucks me.
This person is literally went through the worst of this website, including Nazis, alt-right, fucking having home addresses posted, family targeted, and it's another fucking marginalized person who finally moved them off.
Just realized that guy's last name is Loon.
Yeah, I just told you that.
I didn't see it. I didn't see it. When you said it before, I didn't hear it well, I guess. I just saw it now. It's just like, oh, it's like L-O-O-N. And he sounds crazy.
Yes, it's
John,
amazing.
John,
Yes.
see, here's the thing with everything that we just did there, right?
Yeah.
This loon guy, right?
Uh-huh.
It just validates everything that thinks.
We
hateful.
totally did.
Yeah, and I'm glad too, because I hate this guy, and I want him to. Oh man, what a piece of shit though! Like it's like I get really tired of it because I see like the I didn't actually like a lot of the people that were supporting Johnny Depp. Not in the sense that I didn't like them supporting him. I mean like those kinds of people. I just didn't like, because when it came right down to it, a lot of them were just supporting Johnny Depp because he was Johnny Depp, right? They really didn't give a shit.
That's which is what Amber Heard's lawyers said, but yeah, it doesn't matter because evidence is still evidence, you know.
No, exactly, right? They exist, they absolutely do, but the reason why Johnny Depp had such overwhelming support had nothing to do with a small portion of people that are crazy Johnny Depp fanatics, right?
I think the other John left because he was so upset with that terrible voices that must be condemned and universally denounced.
Yeah, no, I disavow everything that we did 10 minutes ago.
Yeah.
So like what do you even say to shit? Like, honestly, it's like you said, the thing that he is doing, defending a fucking, right? And he's getting around it by basically accusing everybody who's a Johnny Depp supporter of being some alt-right misogynist. Like, there are ways...
Nazi. He literally says Nazi.
It's like, what?
Yeah. Well, so like... okay, so let me just bring this up. Ordering. I talked about him, briefly on a stream, and it was
my good friend Jeremy.
Your good friend Jeremy.
My good friend.
Oh, I won't want to say anything that would.
I would never say anything bad about the quarter king talking slow to his viewers. He drags those videos out just to get them to 10 minutes so he can get to it. It's insufferable.
Look, man, I have this problem where I'm like recording a video and I will drag it out unintentionally because I just keep talking, right? And I'm like, oh man, I gotta cut out me just like rambling on. But I watch his videos and I'm like, bro, fucking say something. Like, it's like, holy shit.
And then you get 2 minutes of that 10 minutes is an ad for like face cream or something.
Yeah, right? Yeah. I'm like, holy fuck, man. God, your 10-minute video is like 5 minutes of filler and a 2-minute ad. Like 3 minutes of content. But no, it was kind of annoying for me because Jeremy does not like Johnny Depp. He really despised Johnny Depp. And it's because Johnny Depp said fuck Donald Trump or something equivalent. I remember that he was like, Johnny Depp has this there's this like there's like super compilation online of celebrities like saying mean things about Trump. Like, and when I say mean things, I mean like really, really bad stuff. And like Johnny Depp's clip is in it, right? And I know that Quartering has played that on his channel before. I know he's talked about it too. I know that he does not like Johnny Depp because he's mentioned it prior to Johnny Depp winning the trial, right? Actually, during the trial, as soon as Amber Heard took the stand, I remember because I was watching but like Ricada and Tug and everybody. But even like Legal Bites and other channels were talking about how, you know, you're going to see a bit of a shift in the coverage when Amber Heard takes the stand, right? Because, I mean, going to be talking for the first time. That happened. As soon as it did, Quartering was all over Twitter talking about, oh man, this is really bad for Johnny Depp. I'm like, what? Like, he like right off the bat, and was talking about how, oh, you know, it really does seem like the abuse is mutual here. That kind of shit, right? Well, as it became very clear that Johnny Depp was winning the trial, he became one of the biggest Johnny Depp supporters of all time, right? We're like 4 videos a day all about how amazing Johnny Depp is and how much Jeremy wants to suck his dick. I mean, like, get your bag, but like, holy fuck, man. It's kind of gross. Kind of fucking gross. Like, because when I don't like somebody, right, I'm very clear about it. If I think they've been wrong, you know, I'll speak about it. But I'm not going to do, like, you know, video after video after video because their name is trending, right? Sucking their fucking dick and jerking off their their fans. Holy fuck, man. But I mean, you know, the Johnny Depp videos, I guess, are really doing well right now. So
yeah, I'm a little like, I didn't care when this whole thing started, and so I didn't really do all that much coverage of it, and I regret that because like I could have gotten a lot more clicks, and that's the reason I regret that. Yeah.
well,
That's fine. I mean, I thought about the same thing. I thought about streaming the trial.
oh,
and stuff,
John,
but
you came back.
Yes.
Oh God, we were concerned. We were concerned.
No, it's fine.
We drove you away with our racism, bigotry.
Oh, please, bro. I don't give a shit. You know. You know what I mean? It's just like, you know. Besides, if push come to shove, I'd be like, it wasn't me. Yeah.
We tried to get him to do it. We tried to get him to do it.
Though.
You resisted
I don't give a shit about any of that though. It's just like, you know, people can say and do what they want, so it's whatever. I don't care. And if people are just like, well, yours is bad because you sat there and let them do it, it's like, what am I supposed to do? You know, the only thing I can laugh. You know, that's it. You know, if it's funny, I'll laugh. Sorry, not sorry. So.
Okay. Like this shit here. This guy's an annoying piece of shit.
Yes.
But I have to talk to you about yours and mine's favorite Jedi superhero. Not this guy. Not him.
The black chick that everybody's in love with.
Not him.
Well, for a month, that you guys.
Not him. Not them.
Oh, I thought you were gonna say the great Qui-Gon Jinn.
I'm in the wrong article. There we go. Her. Yeah, that chick.
Her.
There we go.
Oh,
yeah.
yes,
The greatest Jedi hero of all time.
Ever.
Yes. Dude, you know what I thought was great? People were like, when you say Reva, you think that they're gonna make her, and they like put the N at the end. It's like Revan, and I'm like, gosh, yeah, I wouldn't put it past fucking.
Wait a second. You said the greatest Jedi hero of all time? Do you mean the great Hayden Christensen?
No, her.
No.
Fucking
Oh.
Christensen.
Take it.
Hayden Christensen's a white guy. What the fuck, man? John.
He was in Broken Glass.
No. Shut up, John. Like, what's wrong, man? You clearly see a proud black woman here. Why are you talking about how much you want to, like, suck off the white guy? Well?
He was in Broken Glass.
I look at the, you know, it's nuts to me. Because how many times do we see a series come back?
He was in film.
Right?
He was in film Blockbuster Jumper.
Like, oh, man. I heard people at work talking about this show. And I'm like, I just don't want to, like, fucking bother with it. Like, I don't want to be disappointed with it. Because Obi-Wan Kenobi is an established fucking character, right? He's a Jedi Master. We know what he was fucking doing at this time. We know he didn't, like, give up on the Force and pull a fucking Luke, go fuck yourself Skywalker, right? Like, Jesus Christ, man. But they're going to go back, and they're going to tell this really stupid story. Actually, I thought it was funny. What is this? Obi-Wan Kenobi writer appears to be oblivious of Revenge of the Sith, has no clue Kenobi knew Anakin was Darth Vader. It goes beyond that, right? I mean, look. Kenobi doesn't leave fucking Tatooine
Wait,
and leave Luke alone. Kenobi does not rescue Leia when she is a 10-year-old. And by the way, because I heard people like, I had someone like literally fucking arguing like online. Oh, no, that was never established. You're just making that up. What do you mean? What do you mean? When she reaches out to Kenobi for help, she goes, "You knew my father in the Clone Wars. Not, you saved my life 10 years ago, asshole." What the fuck? It's like, it's nuts.
Wait,
Oh,
they say
man.
that he doesn't know who he doesn't know who Darth Vader is in the new series.
No, he doesn't. He
How?
got shot. He shot.
Here's the thing. Look.
Anakin.
Even right, if he doesn't recognize him because of the costume, he would know that it's him. He'd be able to sense him because of the fucking Force.
Oh yeah, that's the thing. He's cut himself off from the Force. Huzzah!
Oh, that's,
Yes.
Oh, that's convenient. That's awfully convenient.
Look, it becomes annoying because this is Obi-Wan Kenobi. We know at the end of Revenge of the Sith, he goes to Tatooine, and we know he doesn't give up on them.
Correct.
We know that. That's established. We know he doesn't leave Tatooine. In fact, Disney Star Wars actually, what was it? The Star Wars Rebels series. Because I actually thought that was a really cool thing where they had him fight Darth Maul, right? Obi-Wan has literally been sitting his ass on Tatooine the entire fucking time. That was in Disney Star Wars, by the way. They don't care about fucking Kenobi, right? They really don't give a shit.
Well, I mean, the show's not even about him. It's about the Black Lady.
It's about her. It's about, because we already know what happens to Kenobi. He has an established fucking path. He's gonna save the Leia kid. He's gonna save the Luke kid. They're all gonna live happily ever fucking after. But actually, he wasn't gonna be capable of doing really anything. He was gonna kind of suck, be a stupid asshole. And the black chick is gonna learn about how she needs to resist the dark side of the Force and learn how to be a proper Jedi or some stupid fucking shit. It's just, I don't care. Like, you want to give me a show about Obi-Wan Kenobi, I'm down. But you want to go ahead and make it about your fanfic side character and your fanfic fucking story? Bitch, I've been on the internet for a very long fucking time. I know what fucking fanfiction is. It's some trash where some asshole writes their fucking OC into some crap fucking garbage ass story and makes them into the ultimate Mary Sue with all the powers, who never fails and helps the actual characters people care about succeed because they're worthless and pathetic in the face of a true god. Fucking hell, dude.
The only thing that makes it worse when it's not an original character is when it's a self-insert.
Oh god. Yeah. Oh god, who did that?
I feel like too many people just like make their little RPG characters and then just like it's their own, like then they just want that to be the main character of whatever property they get hired for. And you know,
I don't know why, but you
really
saying that reminded me of the one kid. You seen that video? Fireball, or was it the Thunderbolt? The LARPer and shit that's throwing like the beanbag and shit.
Yeah, long time ago. Jeez.
Yeah.
This is
still a better show than Obi-Wan.
Probably. Yeah. Thunderbolt.
Yeah. Actually, did you guys see that image from the show? It's like, if I look up Kenobi, come up. Actually, it's funny. Before we move on from Amber entirely, apparently a Saudi prince or someone has offered to take Amber Heard because she literally has no choices left.
Yes.
I was like, oh. Okay, all right, we gotta talk about this shit. Like,
oh yeah, God. Oh no.
You know what's fucked, right? I was like, okay. Maybe the reason why he needed to stop at the laser gate is because they really need to use the truck, right? Maybe the truck is like super important, like they can't move across the. But here's the thing: after they like everybody dies, him and Leia just walk off. And I'm like, okay, there's like a million ways. First off, they don't have any like things to chase these individuals with, so just drive around the station. They could just go around it. They could go. There's a path to the right that's not behind the laser gate. You could just go around. It's insane to me that nobody thought to just go around the fucking grid, and they would have never had to deal with any of the stormtroopers at all. They could have just driven off because they're there by themselves because they don't have anything they could have used to chase Obi-Wan with, because if they did, Obi-Wan would have gotten in it and driven off with Leia, but they couldn't do that because that would make sense because he's supposed to be stranded. It's so dumb. This is literally like artificial fucking conflict. This makes no sense. It's nothing is preventing them from just driving away from the soldiers. Man, I'm sorry. Like that's fucking great. I guess the big selling point of the show is like all the characters that you actually want to see. And I don't know, man. Like, I hear people at work, right? They're like normie casual and shit, and they're like, "Oh, do you see how cool it was when Vader showed up?" And I'm like, and like, bro, like I can read the Vader comics if I really need to. I just don't need to watch this. I really don't need to watch it.
I haven't watched it, so I only know what people have said online.
Well, so like apparently this guy dies. Like the black chick just stabs him. The Grand Inquisitor, or whatever the fuck his name. The one who leads all the
Grand Inquisitor now.
Well, he's supposed to be the one that leads all of them, right? And like I think what, second or third episode, she just like straight up skewers him. And I think canonically he's still alive, but like bitch just got owned by this woman. Like really bad. Really bad. So I guess she's stronger than him, which is good because, you know, she is stronger than Obi-Wan. So probably, actually, you know what I really want to see? No joke. I want to see Obi-Wan getting his ass kicked by Darth Vader, right? And then Black Chick shows up and saves him.
That's gonna happen. You know that's gonna happen.
You know, right?
Like that's 100% gonna happen.
I will give them
100%.
And the thing is, maybe you could justify it in the sense that, you know, they get close together and then she basically sacrifices herself, and then Obi-Wan, like, you know, realizes he's got to actually be a Jedi Master again. Maybe you could like make that mean something. But you know they're not going to kill off the black chick to inspire the white dude, right? So like that ain't going to happen. That's not going to happen. And you know he's not actually going to like stand up to Vader on his own, right? He's going to get his ass handed to him, and she's going to save the day. And he's going to go, yes. I must sit on this planet for 40 years and meditate. Or like 10 years and meditate. How old is Luke in the show?
He's taking a knee for the black lady, you know, for 40 years.
Yeah, good for him. You know, yeah. He realized that he is a toxic white male, and he should stand aside so that you know, diversity is our strength or something.
That is that's the moral of the story. What a great Star Wars story.
I did mean to ask JDA only because, you know, we want to make sure nobody accuses you of being a white nationalist. In what percentage of your books are the main characters of minority status?
Ooh, 0.
Yeah. And how many are differently abled?
0. Yeah.
Uh-huh. And of those, how many would identify as female?
Probably about half.
Okay, but how many of them are trans female?
Oh, none. They're people with vaginas.
Okay,
in my book.
all right.
That's the new term.
All right. Well, I think maybe body. Okay. How many would you describe as maybe had too many muffins?
None.
Oof, okay.
Yeah, it's fat phobic for sure.
All right.
No neurodivergent. That's the new thing too. A neurodivergent.
Wait, could we say one of them has DID? That's really that's trending on TikTok right now.
If I heard somebody say that in person, I would laugh. I would just laugh. I would not be able to hold that back. If somebody said I'm neurodivergent, I just laugh.
I'm neurodivergent.
No shit, dude. I swear to God, like. Have you seen this shit on TikTok where these motherfuckers are pulling the DID from Split?
No, it sounds like you better pull it up. That sounds like good TV.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
I totally wasn't inspired by James McAvoy to do this.
You know, it was really funny. One of them was a girl who said that she had DID and one of her alters was male, so she was gonna get fucking gender reassignment surgery. Like,
no,
the LARPing has gone way too far.
One of them was saying
way too far.
Bro, one of them was saying that one of their personalities was a guy and that they were that they were dating, like her and a separate, not her, but her other another female personality that resided within her was dating a male personality that resided within her. I was like, get the fuck out of here, bro.
Dude, the DID TikTok shit is fucking nuts. Hold on. If I type in DID TikTok.
This is a gold mine, it sounds like. I'm going to mine this for my show.
All you have to do, Crow, is type in like TikTok, like fake like disorders compilation, and there's a ton of them. There's a bunch.
Wait, TikTok fake disorder?
Yeah, TikTok fake disorders compilations and shit, and you'll find a ton
on
of them.
YouTube. Yeah, probably.
Yeah, on YouTube.
Here we go.
Oh, this is exciting. That face.
Yeah, it is pretty weird. Just like that, you have offended millions of people with this disorder by faking like you have it.
Hi.
Hello.
Oh, you know what? I'm not doing this. I'm going to the actual YouTubes.
Oh, the actual YouTubes.
Yeah, because that guy's providing commentary, and I just want a compilation.
Hey, there's us.
Fake TikTok disorders compilation. Oh wait. Yeah. Okay.
Those pesky doctors tried to silence them.
Oh God.
I self-diagnosed with ASD, but you shouldn't do that.
What the fuck is this?
What about me? What about you? Well, I have a real diagnosis.
She identifies as a clown person. Right? Is that what I'm seeing here?
I don't know.
I think it's
Self-diagnosing just really harms us. Okay, let me make this really clear. The doctors you seem to love and hold dear, we have more info than they learn in school, so shit don't need to be so damn clinical. Also,
Oh God, she turned... Hold on. She self-diagnosed with DID and then made a fucking song about it. How she's smarter than the scientists.
That's majority of them. They'll say, I self-diagnosed, and then people will be like, go to a fucking doctor.
No. Yeah, yes, I understand. But this one turned it into a song.
It's amazing.
That's great.
Yeah, I mean, it's either a song or a rhyme. No, you know what really cracks me up? And you're gonna see it too. The ones that say like, "Oh, this is my altered personality," then it's like a fucking anime picture. I'm like, what the fuck? I'm like, you're not actually a cartoon character. You know that, right?
No, I'm totally Goku. Fuck you.
This is like what? This is what they look like. They're a cartoon. And yes,
they commission some art and they go, this is the perfect altar for me.
Yeah, dude,
oh my gosh. Dude, John. Actually, both Johns, we should commission Kat to make us altars for our new DIDs. Okay, all right. Let me keep playing the song.
It can be pretty expensive, not to mention sexist and classist and racist. Instead of policing self-DXs, front the fee, put your money where your mouth is. Yo, diagnosis is a privilege. I'm not taking anything from anybody, period. We're all getting the same amount of nothing, so let's come together like Voltron Ultra.
Diagnosis is a privilege. Yeah.
Diagnosis is a privilege.
Anybody that's fucking suffering from an actual mental disorder and see how privileged they feel.
Wow.
Oh my god.
Oh,
That's
these people are.
Hey,
incredible.
Look. I'm just saying, if anyone in this chat has been diagnosed with any disorders, you are privileged. So I think you should stand aside for all the people who don't have any actual psychological disorder.
Well, we're not saying these people don't have psychological disorders.
The stupid is choking me.
I told you. You.
Okay.
I knew it was coming.
Ranboo. Grass?
Well, look, she didn't record them drawing, but these are clearly different drawings.
Just let me know when you're about to leave me. Just let me.
Are they gonna hit you on the songs on these?
Probably.
Okay.
I mean, I could just mute it, but sometimes they talk. So
yeah.
Here's the thing. This video isn't going to be monetized. So
yeah, that's fair.
Yeah. What is this?
I am 19 years old. No flirting. Sexual comments.
The body is a minor.
The body is a.
What?
Wait, what?
Wait. Okay. I gotta keep reading this. I use he, shit, it.
Shit.
Okay.
I'm a bigender. There's bigender.
No. We're referring to this as an it from now on. Okay.
It's a bigender.
It's a bigender lesbian.
Yes.
I don't know what that means.
No.
I thought it was great. Like, if like, you should like watch the Twitter arguments where people on Twitter like who believe in this type of crap like argue with actual lesbians on what a lesbian is. The funniest shit ever. They go like, it's like you can be a lesbian and have a penis. I'm like, oh my god. Like it's kind of funny to me, right? Because they have all these different words for shit, right? But when they describe like a lesbian in terms of like, you know, a woman with a woman, it's like they have this convoluted way of describing it because they try to like make that happen. And that's the weirdest shit to me. These people are strange as fuck. But anyways, it's 19 with the body of a minor. It's a caregiver and emotional protector. It doubles cosplays and kiddies are all right, but RPACC's DNI.
What's that mean?
I have no fucking clue.
Okay.
Oh! This personality, I guess, is called Junko Inoshima.
So they're white.
Yeah. Well, white or Hispanic.
Are they going to go into it, or just?
I think
looks
that's
like it's just a a card.
Okay.
Coffee, panic attack.
Oh no!
Drink iced coffee, panic attack. Drink iced coffee, panic attack. Drink.
Pause. Oh, you missed it. I know caffeine is a trigger for both tics and anxiety, and not fun for my ADHD in general, but I really like mocha coffee. Okay.
Can I just be real with people who talk about like having ADHD and shit? Look.
I wasn't paying attention. What'd you say?
Yeah.
Sorry.
No. When it comes to like this ADHD shit, I'm pretty sure you could probably diagnose me with some weird ass shit like that. And I feel like for the most part, it's just a way to get kids on drugs, right? Like plenty of kids have trouble focusing.
Yeah, I mean, I kind of want Adderall myself some days, you know. But,
dude, like I do have difficulty focusing. I really struggle. That's why I go off on tangents all the time on stream. But like, what they do is they turn it into this like fucking comedic parody that you would see on Futurama or some shit. And
yes.
It's got to be very demeaning for someone who actually suffers from it to see some asshole turn it into some TikTok shit. Where they're drinking iced coffee and then tick tick tick, like fucking hell, man.
That's the biggest shit. That's why there's a lot of like people that actually have disorders that have called them out and actually do get upset with a lot of them. You know.
I mean, but that's the thing. TikTok is just all these idiots.
They're trivializing stuff that people actually struggle with.
Yeah, like. It's funny to laugh at these people, but like again, I feel like when you laugh at things, you take away anything from it. Like you take away the seriousness of it, take away the power from it, and you turn it into a fucking joke. And that's what I think you need to do. You point at them, laugh at them, and you need to shame and stigmatize instead of normalize crap.
I agree.
I don't want to spit. I want to.
2 adult alters talking about NSFW things in CoCon.
Oh God. Oh no. Oh no.
I want to gag. I want to joke. I want you to touch that little dangly thing that's swinging the back of my throat. I'm just a fucking kid.
Oh no, you're definitely gonna get hit for that one.
Yeah, you are.
Oh yeah, probably.
Too late.
Huh? Yeah, look. We'll probably wrap it up with just the TikTok compilation. To be fair, then again, like
you didn't want to address the other thing.
Oh wait, what? What?
I mean, if you want to wrap it up, it's your stream.
Wait, this here?
I thought you didn't talk about the gamma stuff, or did you not want to talk about any of that, John?
Wait, no, we still got to talk about the gamma stuff. Never mind. We'll keep playing.
What's going on now?
Oh, no, we're gonna talk about the gamma thing and how they banned you and that and how the
yeah.
Okay. But let me keep playing this because we got so much more and holy shit, look at this.
I can't watch 10 minutes of this though.
My brain, there are more planes in the ocean than there are submarines in the sky.
Don't make us suffer through any more of it, Crow. Please.
Y'all do realize alters can be anything, right? We have a literal crewmate alter among us. It's nonverbal, and when I was trying to sleep recently, it came into the room and stared at me for 5 minutes, then left. Oh, God.
One of the best ones I saw was one who said that her alter was disabled, and homegirl strolls up on camera in a wheelchair, saying one of my alters is disabled. I'm like, amazing. What?
That
she couldn't walk. I'm just like, oh my God.
What's that, Munchausen's or something?
Munchausen by proxy? Is that what you're talking about? I mean, I don't know.
I'm not sure that's by.
That would depend.
Wait,
Munchausen
is
by proxy would be if somebody in
because...
her life was telling her that she was sick.
Okay, is it Munchausen's by proxy if she gives her alter the disease? Not her.
Maybe. Or maybe the alter gave her the disease. Who knows?
Oh my God. Hold on. Okay. This is the last one I'm going to read. Hey, so the host said I was the most techie one in this place, so I made a TikTok account for our system in Badger Clops, a fictive from Mau Mau Heroes of Pure Heart. I can't. This one's alters are dating. John, we finally found one.
Yeah, I told you.
They're furries.
I like it how they call. I like it how they call their DID system. Like somehow that's gonna make it sound more sophisticated. Like there's some kind of fucking robot. From
Dude,
the
they
future
call their
and shit.
DID system Badger Clops. Or no. Sorry. The name is Badger Clop. Okay. Badger Clops is the alter that runs the account, and Mau Mau is another alter, and they are dating.
Oh. And my pronouns are he, him, and golden. Golden's the pronouns.
I'm sure they're also in a polyamorous relationship.
Look, the wanting to be animals and shit, that's the one that always is bizarre to me. There's this freaky fucking guy that bought this like super realistic dog suit and just says he wants to live as a dog now. And I'm like, it's creepy. It's like Uncanny Valley kind of creepy.
Oh boy.
Oh yeah, it's weird as shit. But like, if someone wants to actually do that, we just kind of have to acknowledge that they're mentally unwell and not pretend it's normal. Like that's the thing. We've gotten to the point where people are so terrified of just calling basic shit like this out as flat out fucking insane because they're worried about some backlash from some of the weirdest fucking people on the planet who think that this behavior should be like.
That's the thing. Like, I mean, people. I started thinking about like where people worry about like associating with me and all this shit, and it's always just like some weirdo, blue-haired comic book loser, like who like is gonna pressure them into that. Like, so it's like, why would you care what that person thinks? Why do you want to be in a group with that person? Like, I don't get it, but okay.
I think people like. I think most human beings like being around other humans, so we tend to group up together, and usually nobody wants to be ostracized from. I mean, that's pretty basic, but the problem is when you don't have the ability to actually speak out, when everybody in the group thinks and feels the exact same way, and there's anyone that dissents from it, it's really easy to fucking pile into that person.
Yeah.
Well, look, to go a step further than that, right? Like the stuff that people, that people want to oust others for, right? I can understand if there's something like legit wrong with somebody, right? And you can see it, or that they might be a danger, right, to themselves or others around them. Then to me, I think that that's justifiable, right? But when it comes to just things as minuscule in my view as disagreements, just because you don't agree on stuff and you try to keep people out because of that, that's wrong. You know what I mean? And that should not happen just because you have ideological differences, religious, whatever it is, political, doesn't matter. You know what I mean? Somebody that looks like they're just a ticking time bomb and they've already done some shit that might concern others, I could understand that. Somebody that's, like I said, it's an actual danger. Like the one guy that you covered on your channel a long time ago, Crow, what's the guy, Chris Tuman or whatever, the guy that was like fucking allegedly sliding into, people's DMs and sending like, young girls, pictures of himself and stuff like that, of his dong or whatever. The VA, the Funimation VA, the one that nobody seemingly wanted to talk about because he wasn't all that well known. You remember what I'm talking about, Crow?
Oh,
I forget the guy's name.
Yeah, the guy that would go like, "Oh, I'm a big Funimation voice actor and shit," and oops, I sent my dick pic on accident.
Yeah, totally by accident, stuff like that. And again, look, for all we know, I mean, we don't know if he ever actually did that because he ended up nuking everything. But again, look, if that was a guy that was,
no, he admitted it. No. He nuked it. He admitted to everything, then nuked it all. Then tried to go into hiding.
Then pretend like nothing happened, right? Or didn't he come back and say, I don't know, but again, because he could easily claim, oh, well, I was hacked or whatever. But even still, it's just like you see something like that. I can understand people being like, okay, maybe that guy shouldn't be around. You know what I mean? Right? Because it's just like, especially if he, copped to it and actually, there's proof to back it all up, right? Like the Ass Man stuff, right? If that guy ever came out and was like, 100% did it all because again, there was way more proof against him than a lot of other people that we've seen others run with on certain stories, right? Like there was just tons and tons of messages.
DA Talks keeps getting kicked off of every show he co-hosts. Too soon.
Oh,
sorry about that.
No. Look, here's the thing. In fairness, he doesn't really get kicked off the show. He burns himself out and then stabs everybody in the back later.
Fair.
Yeah. I look forward to seeing the hammers that he drops on Saggy Melon.
Oh, I can't wait. It's
My
gonna
God.
be amazing.
Dude, that was hilarious. Didn't he get it was you, I think. No, sorry, not you.
It was
Spectre,
probably
that piece of shit. No, fucking Spectre.
Oh.
So Dean, remember when he stabs Vicky in the back, gives all of his DMs over to fucking Spectre with Vicky, and then Spectre like drops them on Vicky while they're live streaming together. It's great.
That was amazing.
Man. The only thing I know about that Spectre guy is when he went. I don't know if it was like a stream that you were on, John, or that you were hosting. I don't know who it was. Somebody else was hosting the stream or something, and I think it might have been one of the ones you were hosting. And then fucking did Tug come on or something, or was that on it was on somebody's channel. I can't remember whose.
That was
Tug
my
went in there.
channel, yeah.
Tug was like, Spectre, I'd fuck you up.
Yeah, that was great.
That was great. It's just like, it was just like, he said, you would never say that shit to my face, motherfucker. I was like, oh shit, Tug.
Yeah. Oh, dude, that fucking Spectre
crack it up.
Oh,
yeah, that's all,
that's
all I know about it.
Vicky. It's pretty great.
It amazes me. It really does that these people fucking exist. Like, and I'm related to fucking one of them, and I just don't fucking understand it. Like, when I spoke with Vicky's sister, right? That woman was...
She's normal.
Completely 100% normal. Nice lady, too.
She's, like, more normal than us.
Yeah, right? Like, she's completely separated from all this online bullshit. And she, like, most people, that when they get, like, doxxed and shit, they scream. They're horrified. This woman goes like, I mean, yeah, I don't like that it happened, but if he did it to me because of what my sister did, like, I don't really care. Like, it's totally justified. Like, I'm like, wow, like that's incredibly understanding. Because this is someone who's essentially saying that they're being thrown into the middle of it. They're like, what my sister did was so bad, I get it. Like, I'm like, wow, that's interesting.
The way a mature, rational adult handles the situation.
Yeah, so like not DA Talks.
Yeah, he was interesting. So when him and Vicky were together, in the biblical sense, were
they?
No, I don't know. I'm just talking shit. But when they were in there doing their little gay streams together, he like Vicky would like make these whole streams like where it was she made like titles like JDA lies to Comicsgate, and then she'd have a clip and they'd play the sad music on the clip, right? Like it's like the X-Files in the background, and somebody'd be like, it's really weird that Vicky really hasn't gotten an attorney and all that in this Preston case, don't you think, John? And I'm just like, oh yeah, that's weird. And that'd be her whole clip to base her 30-minute show saying I'm a horrible person on. And it's like, okay, you didn't even have anything. And Dean would just go on there and he'd talk so much shit to like try to fit in with the group there. And then he'd go ahead and DM me like a couple days later. And so maybe I'll read some of the DMs. Why not?
Yeah, go for it.
Did he say nothing personal, strictly business?
Yes, exactly.
Sorry, that's a classic one. Did he tell you that if you trusted him, he'll take you places?
Let's see. I feel like I'm the only adult. Okay, so this is back in the day. John, Firstly, I want to tell you everything you say right now. Can't leave our DMs. Is that a good Dean impression or no? No. Oh well.
More like you got hit by a 2x4 growing up repeatedly in the back of the head.
I appreciate you hitting me up with that screenshot, but I'm confused as to why you think you're an adult in the room. You realize every time we've talked about you, it's in response to you saying some untrue stuff in your stream. You sent me the screenshot, then continued to be the aggressor afterward. So this was not one where he was doing that. Where he was this is one where he's defending Vicky's shit, and I'm like, okay, so here's the actual deal. Then he tells me to get into voice chat. Let's see. Where's the one where he apologized? I don't think you're an anti-Semite, says Dean in this one. Well, thanks, Dean. I've only been... Yeah, that's Vicky's new thing that she likes to do. Oh, this is a fun one.
Oh, good night, Dead End.
Next time somebody says, I don't think you're an anti-Semite, she's like, of course not, I'm Jewish.
No, next time you should say, how do you know?
But I'm trying to find the part where he's like, telling me it's nothing personal. I'm bad. I checked it out myself. Let's see.
Oh wait, he actually did say that? Nothing personal, strictly business. He actually pulled one of them
at some point. It might have been on. It might have been on voice.
I was just joking about that.
I think he called it. I think he called me, so it's not on here. But yeah, you went on voice. But I remember he called me and I'm like, what's going on? And he's just like, yeah, Vicky's crazy. She's really unhinged about you, and I just can't. I can't talk her down. The guys are all trying to talk her down. We can't do it. So just kind of is what it is. And I'm like, okay, whatever. And he's like, you understand. I'm just kind of doing what I do for the show. I got no problem with you at all. He definitely pulled that a couple times. Do
you want to be friends, John?
Yes.
Be friends?
Definitely
can we be friends now? I'm sorry, Vicky.
We be friends.
But we be friends. I'll tell you.
And
what
then he'd go back
says.
and he'd do another show the next week with Vicky, just completely trashing me. And it's like, okay, well, that's great. And then that inevitably imploded. That took a while to implode, though. They were together for years. I'm surprised on that it lasted.
Well, you see, from my understanding, for some reason, Dean uploaded a bunch of nudes to his computer.
I saw that.
I'm not too sure who those nudes were going to. I've been told that they were going to Vicky. So.
Oh.
Use your imagination, folks.
That's awkward. Yeah, we saw that. He accidentally posted it on one of their streams when they're trying to gotcha me. He accidentally posted his nudes on his stream, and it's pretty funny. And then clicked away from it real quick.
It's hilarious because I will get stoned for a stream. I'll make all these mistakes. But this motherfucker has doxed himself on his own channel, has leaked his own nudes while he's been streaming.
Yes.
My goodness, I don't know if you can do anything worse than that. The only thing worse is if he pulls a DSP one day and gets caught jacking off on camera. I mean,
I guess the worst case scenario would have been, if somebody had found some videos about him, taking it up the rear, up the poop chute
we call that
with a strap on by his ex-wife.
Yeah, I guess so. That split up, and then he once that split up, he actually he called me again to apologize for everything and all that, and I thought, okay. And then he said, I'm leaving the Comicsgate sphere entirely and just going somewhere else and not going to do this anymore. I'm like, okay. And then he shows up on Saggy Melon streams immediately. And as soon as that goes on, Saggy Melon's she turned on me after a while too. So she did the same thing. She was hanging around a bit. And then she started hanging out with this guy. Do you know who Darth Lunga is in these circles?
No.
Okay. Well, he's a YouTube streamer. We call them the fandom rejects. So there's a lot of streamers out there surrounding the fandom menace, like Geeks and Garglers guys. And they like, and then they all try to do the same thing and do their like my Obi-Wan reaction video, but they only get like 10 views, right? Because there's a million Obi-Wan reaction videos out there. And this guy's insufferable. I mean, so he's just awful on every level. Annoying voice. Definitely likes to get pegged. Like he's definitely he's one of those guys who's like, I'm open about my kinks. And so he's tight with Saggy, and so was Vicky for a while. And so he got mad at Ethan and got mad at me. And so Ray got mad at me also. Ray is Saggy, for those who don't know. And that all just became a cluster. And so what I saw when that was happening, Saggy was attacking Ty Ironclaw, who was in your chat earlier. I saw him. And I think he was attacking you also, Crow, maybe? Or Saggy was? I don't remember. But she's always attacking a YouTuber or other and then saying, I don't do drama. I'm just real. You know? And doing streams about that. And then Dean shows up as her co-host, and then suddenly Dean's right back to just what he was doing with Vicky, being like, JDA sucks, and it, like, you know, and all that. So that lasted like 2-3 weeks, and then I guess they fought, and now he's off, and he doesn't have any friends anymore. Where's he gonna make new friends?
I mean, look, he'll eventually find another cringe group to go suck up to. I mean, when he got involved with Comicsgate, it's not like he really knew anybody at Comicsgate.
That's true.
You know, we had interacted with Yellow Flash and Tug when we ran the channel together. And I guess his big contribution to the anti-Comicsgate group was that he had at one time interacted with those individuals. And so him on his new channel uploading these exposed videos that, you know, people on the fucking farms were putting together for him, like that, I guess he was just he was basically like a fucking puppet, right? Held would shove his hand up his ass and make my little brother talk. And then after, I guess, the mock spot shit, he's with fucking Vicky. After that, he's with Saggy. After that, he's on his own, but like it's only a matter of time before he finds another like disgusting corner of the internet to go crawl to for support. And give it a few months and they'll throw him out because, I mean, in general, nobody likes him.
Yeah, I mean, well, he's shitty to people. I mean, that's just what it comes down to. But it's funny because Vicky's imploded, and you know, she's getting 80, 100 views for her live streams, and then she started attacking me and Ethan. Now she gets, you know, now she's got some other Xeno XXL co-host. I don't even know who the fuck that is, and nobody watches it. And then Ray had like 30, 40 people going. Then she got Dean as a co-host, and then that bailed, and now she's down to like 15, 20, and she's trying to like beg for clicks from like Nerdette and just some guy. Oh my god. She picks the
some
weirdest
guy,
ones.
man. Talk about that's a fall from grace right there, man.
Talk about a fall.
Yeah, that's a big fall from grace right there.
Him and Nerdette and Ray have been doing streams like you know, once every 3 or 4 weeks together, and like they're trying to form this like crew of everybody who everybody hates, I guess. I don't get the idea. Like, they're clout chasers, all of them, and you nailed it with Dean. Like, Dean was trying to clout chase with the farms. Like, that's a bad idea, for one. And there's like, you don't gain anything from that. Those guys are just there to fuck with everybody. So, I don't know.
Exactly.
It's funny watching these guys fall and lose their entire followings, though. It makes me laugh. It really does.
Well, just some guy, I don't know if you saw, but he did like Crow was explaining it to me how you could do it. Maybe you could explain it again on stream, Crow, because I was actually Sen was asking me about it the other day, like how to make people mass like unfollow you or something on
just
Twitter.
Just run a blockchain on somebody and then unblock everybody.
Oh, yeah, and then it like slides the followings off your Twitter or whatever.
Yeah, and all you have to do is unblock, and they'll never know that what you did. That'll remove their follow. So it's like, people call it soft blocking, I guess.
He did. He knocked himself down to 386 followers. He used to have 10, 20,000, I think.
Well, the thing
Wow.
is, yeah, I remember. Yeah. He did that, and I was just like, okay, well, because the thing is, I think, at least within the last like year and a half, I'll say he hasn't had, he used to have decent takes before, you know what I mean? But then like ever since like I think it was the cuties one is where it really started to kind of go
That's where it went
downhill
off
with
the
his
rails.
takes.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's where he started to really go downhill with some of his takes and just like basically if if you think cuties is this that or the other, well that's your problem. You're the problem. It's just like what? It's like, bro, like how do you begin to qualify that fucking argument, dude? Get the fuck out of here. It's like this, you know what I mean? That's just like that's a terrible take. And then from there, they just progressively got worse. And then I think where it really came to a head, and actually Crow was there for that, right? You were on that stream that night, weren't you, Crow?
Oh god,
When
yeah, no, it was like
with
fuck,
Ricada.
man.
So
Yeah,
just some
it
guy
went
has
so
the great idea.
sideways.
I don't know if you know about this, John, but he has the great idea to debate property law with fucking Nick Ricada.
Oh,
It's
shit.
just like, why are you debating any type of fucking law with a guy who's a fucking that's a lawyer? It's
I'm
just
looking
like
at
even
it though, and he did
Yeah.
his generic Obi-Wan takes. He did a couple videos on him. One of them got 130,000 views though. I mean, so he
still gets
is
decent
able to,
viewership on
he's still good to
YouTube.
mind the
Yeah.
algorithm. Yeah,
He's
still good at
he's
it.
still doing okay on YouTube and stuff, but the thing is like he just I remember he went at it with like Nick and stuff, and it's just like instead of just taking the L, and being like, okay, probably shouldn't have argued that with a fucking lawyer. You know what I mean? He just decided to make like a video after that, just kind of complaining about it and essentially just defaulting to calling Nick a racist. And it's just like, really, bro? Are you gonna pull that one? It's just like you have nothing for him. So your thing is, I'm just gonna call him a racist in a response video.
I found his Twitter feed right now, and like everything he posts now is like anti-Republican, like straight up normal blue check mark left wing talking points.
Yeah,
it's like
and that's a lot of people were pointing that out. That's why a lot of people. Here's the thing, like I remember, especially after the Ricada debate, and he started with all his like takes online, and there was people in his own audience that's like, hey man, I'm with you, dude. Like I'm like, same leanings as you. I was like, but this is not a good take. You know what I mean? This is a really bad take, and those people in his own audience ratioing him.
Grooming. It's
yeah.
And he's doing that. He's like, he's doing the big lib talking point right now is there's children getting murdered in Texas and they're worried about trans kids. Like that's the take. And he's going with that right now too.
Yeah, he's defaulting to the laziest, the laziest, arguments that you possibly can imagine. Just the typical talking points that leftists use and stuff, and it's sad, man. It's just like he seemed much more informed than that. But I don't know. Like I said, I think that just after the whole debate, that was I think the last straw for him, and that's when he was just completely off the rails after that, man. And
Weird.
just that's what it seemed like. I mean, he was already kind of heading towards that way, but like I think it really came to a head when he had the debate with Nick, and he just did not take it well at all. And it's just like, dude, it's not a big deal. It really wasn't, and nobody would have blamed him for being like, yeah, you know what? I probably shouldn't have debated property law with Nick Ricada. You know what I mean? Because even though Nick's not a property law lawyer, as far as I know, but he obviously is probably going to know a little bit more about the language of the law than you are. I mean, he fucking went to school for it as smart of a guy as you think you might be. The other guy probably stays a little bit more brushed up on that stuff.
It's amazing to me these people retain followings.
Yeah.
It's
and it's like, it's not even a thing of making an argument of authority, because it's possible that just some guy could have known more about property law, right? It's in the realm of possibility, but it was pretty clear that he did not.
Yeah,
it was pretty clear in that debate that he did not know more about property law than Nick Ricada. So it just went really bad for him.
Yeah, he like really misstated something and continued to do so, and like where Katie kept kind of like giving the opportunity to correct it himself, and he sort of just doubled down on his own stupid, and then it got thrown in his face, and clearly ashamed of himself, but rather than being an adult about it, he lashed out in anger. He was kind of like the kid that pissed himself, and instead of like, walking off to go clean up, he starts flailing his fist in the air at everybody laughing at him.
Yep.
That's right.
That's a good way to put it.
But like, it's sad too because he didn't actually land a single blow. That's the other sad part. Like, just imagine
that
him, like,
was the other one because
it's like he goes like swinging his arms out at the group, and he just gets kind of like pushed back gently and starts getting angrier. It was actually really
Crow
bad.
had a front row seat to all the
Yeah,
all
no.
those shenanigans.
It like, and the thing is, it's weird because if you go to his YouTube channel, like, he's definitely changed a little bit, but for the most part, his takes on his YouTube channel, I mean, they match up with the things he used to say. But on Twitter, he's like a generic blue check mark. It's kind of weird.
And that's the thing that's interesting, and people don't realize this because Vicky was going at me hard again about a month ago to try to cancel me right before my Kickstarter was launching, and they got my alt banned on Twitter. I got unbanned on Twitter finally.
Oh, you did?
Good.
Yeah.
Okay,
so my main is back up.
We thought that your Twitter was down. Or...
It is. My main is back up. So John Delarose. I got banned a year ago on my main,
Nice.
and I then made a alt, which was the one actually I knew you guys on, was my alt. And that got banned when the Gamma people started mass reporting me about 2 months ago. And then I made a third alt, and then Vicky and her gang mass reported it about a month ago. And they tried to get my Kickstarter. They were, of course, spreading rumors they were going to get me banned off Kickstarter also. I know they reported it, but Kickstarter didn't listen to them. And started going off hate speech, and Vicky's doing this whole thing. Every time she sees me in a chat, she goes, "JDA's a Holocaust-denying anti-Semite." Like, she's literally going, I know. I'm just like, see, I'm like, and they started, it was interesting the way they started it. Vicky started with misogynist because I started making fun of e-thoughts. And I was just like, I called them whores and all that. And Vicky's just like, "Can you believe JDA talks this misogynist way about women?" And my audience is just like, "Yeah, that's great. Do it more," And then the next week they went off and tried to call me a homophobe because I can drop words on gamer words on here, right? Is that okay?
Is it 2 hours? Yeah, you can. Go ahead.
Okay. I called a couple people faggots. And so then they started like using that and going, "JDA's a homophobe," and I'm like, do you understand that like my entire movement is against people who shriek misogynist and homophobe and all that? Like, you're not going to move the needle with that whatsoever. If anything, you're just giving me more street cred, right? So that didn't play either. So then they went with the Jew thing, and Vicky's been continuing to do that every time I show up in a chat. Like the past 2-3 weeks, I was in Ethan Van Sciver's chat last night, and she's just like, "Holocaust denier, like over and over and over again. It's like, you look fucking unhinged. I don't know that. I think you might think that you're. I don't know what. I have no idea what she's thinking, but holy shit."
Well, that's the same. It's funny because that's the same kind of shit they said to get you, right? Then they say stuff like, the misogynistic stuff or whatever is the same. The one guy from Watch It Played, he said the same shit about you because of the fucking what was it? The one video.
Yeah,
the
so
one
I made
video.
a video.
The top five
hottest board game reviewers.
Yeah.
And I did that. One, because I did that because I knew I've looked at YouTube videos that get shown, and I keep seeing these Czechoslovakian women's pole vaulters. You get those on your feed, I'm sure, sometimes, and it's just like, what the fuck? Do people actually? I don't watch women's pole
Whoa.
So
whoa, look, let's not
okay.
let's not judge. Okay.
I'm a big fan of Czechoslovakian women pole vaulters. I mean, I gotta tell you.
All right. Perfect.
But so I saw that.
I like the sport. They have good form.
Yeah, they have great form. That's good way to put it. So I'm like, okay, so what'll get me clicks in board gaming? Well, if I do hot board game reviewers, that's great. And I know a couple who are pretty attractive. And so but the problem is, like, I don't know enough board game review channels. So I actually asked one of the girls who I was going to put in the video. I'm like, do you know any other girls out there like who are like attractive board game reviewers? And they actually sent me one, and all she does, she poses like with like low cut shirts on Instagram, like with a board game box next to her. And like that's every picture is her just like with her boobies hanging out with a board game, which is fantastic. I appreciate her content. Yeah. She's doing the Lord's work. But so I'm like, oh, this is great. So I put her as the number one. I put her as the thumbnail also because that's going to get clicks. And so I did that. And that was pretty nice. Like if you watch the video, like I actually go over, I'm like, this lady's really nice at like doing this for board games and blah, blah, blah. And I made one joke about this last girl, and I said, there's two great reasons to watch this girl's content. Obviously talking about her tits. And the Rodney guy from Watch It Play just flipped the fuck out and made a thread about me. He then went into the Game Manufacturers Association's Facebook group and started just like shitting on me. It was amazing just watching this guy come completely unhinged. And yeah, that's when I got popped on Leading Hispanic because they were all reporting me. But
what a fucking pussy, man. That's such pussy shit.
Yeah.
Dude, I can't believe I saw the thing he put. He was like, yeah, this guy's no place in our community. I was like, you little bitch. Like,
it might not. I think they're all virgins. So
yeah, they're all especially that one who's like, you should probably put it up on your screen for your audience because they probably want to see this. If you want to go to Instagram. I'm gonna go to Instagram.
Wait, do you have a link?
Yeah, I can get you the link. Hold on. Just for science.
Yeah. Post in the streaming text
for purely educational purposes.
This is the wrong one. Is this it?
I just thought that shit was weak though, man. It's just like, get the fuck out of here, man.
Let me find her Instagram. There it is. Gnarly Carly Gaming. She's obviously somebody who should be like super respected. Here's a great photo to respect her with. And we're going to respect her very well on this stream. So I'll put that in the streaming text chat.
Yeah.
Okay. There you go. So, it's terrible that anybody should ever sexualize this woman. She has a lot to say about board gaming, clearly.
Yeah.
And
she obviously has a very informed opinion. You could tell.
Very informed opinion. It's about her personality and her smarts.
Yeah.
And that's exactly why she makes this content.
Yeah. So. What?
Hashtag believe all women.
I was just wondering what the game that they were playing was. I couldn't really read. I zoomed it in so people could read the board game.
Of course.
Yeah.
Totally. La Famiglia. Yeah, that's what I was looking at.
Actually, can you tell us about La Famiglia?
I know nothing about it. No.
Oh, okay.
I'm sure she could teach everybody about that game better than anyone else. Better than Watch It Played, certainly.
Okay.
Definitely. Well, Watch It Played is awful.
But she got other photos.
Yeah, so she got other ones. The one on the right on the bottom there is pretty good, I think. There you go.
So the thing is, like,
I wonder what game she's playing in this one.
It's very respectable to kneel on a bed in a nightgown, and that's it's like a praying position. It's like a Christian.
Well, she's breaking societal norms of board gaming, John. She's showing that, hey, it's okay to play in bed. It's okay to play in bed. I
know. So these guys went out there.
Can everybody read the name of the board game for this one?
Patchwork. Yeah.
Okay. Yes. Perfect.
Patchwork.
So it's like these guys are like, how dare you make this disgusting content? demeaning these, and I'm just like, obviously, like, how can you say that with a straight face when this girl like does this?
Well, the thing is how can they go? To me, it's just like that's so fucking dumb that they would be so triggered by that. She's like, who gives a fuck?
Right back.
It's just like it's like you motherfuckers talk about fucking board games for a living. Who gives a shit?
Right, and also,
you know what I mean?
She didn't say anything negative about it. She's out here trying to get attention from this, obviously. So,
for all you know, you probably drove more traffic her way.
I probably gave her a ton of subscribers because everybody saw this stupid photo and was like, "Oh, I'm going to follow this on Instagram because this is, because there's a lot of simps on the internet." So, like, these guys just went out of their way to white knight anyway. And Tom Vassell from the Dice Tower did too.
That's disappointing, man. That's disappointing.
Yeah, I'll read you Tom Vassell's email if I can find it.
Yeah, you got to tell me that because the thing is, obviously, I've watched Dice Tower for freaking years, man, years. And the thing is, a lot of times, instead of like, because I never cared for Watch It Played. I've never liked the way that he explains games with his fucking fake smile. This is how you play this game. It's just like.
Yeah,
dude, he looks like a fucking He looks like a fucking serial killer, bro.
He's the worst.
It's just like, I'm gonna teach you how to play this game, and if you don't learn, I'm gonna kill you. It's just like, I don't know. I don't like his presentation for how he does his Watch It Played, and I've never cared for him, so I've always watched anybody but him to learn how to play a fucking game. Dice Towers.
Tom at the Dice Tower.
Look, I'm not much into board games, but if we're talking about sheet teaching, like, I am down.
You're down?
Totally down.
Yeah.
Well, she clearly seems like she's the best choice in terms of, you learning the most.
Yeah.
So, Tom told me everybody at the Dice Tower was super offended by my video, and there's no place for that kind of content.
Yeah, totally no place.
Everybody.
No place at all.
I would love to speak. I would love to speak to each person that works individually.
Actually, John, you see where it would fit perfectly is right there.
Right there.
Yeah, there's like, you just fit anything in there.
Anything. Yes.
He said everybody there was offended. I would love to question everybody there to see, like, were you offended by this? Were you offended by this? I don't even know what the fuck that is.
Make sure that we can.
It's like I saw that video before.
I've never even heard of this board game.
Oh wow, what a great board game! Yeah.
What's his name?
I like how the color of the blocks matches her blouse. That's very, that's exactly a good photo.
That's a smart, that's coordinating there, so
yes.
It's good coordinating. Then who else was it? It was Eric Lang, right? The board game designer also that jumped into that.
Yeah. Now he's notorious. He's notorious, and he designed some good board games, and then he decided to make his entire personality being black, and so he just leaned into the Saint George Floyd.
Dude, yeah.
May rest.
That was that was disappointing to see too with that guy, because the thing is, I like Blood Rage, man. I like the game Blood Rage. I think it's a good game. It's not like the greatest thing since sliced bread, but it's a good game. It's solid. It's fun. Anybody I've played it with thinks it's good. But it's like, man, and it's like, well,
these
guys, man.
Yeah, he went ballistic.
Yeah.
So that was fun. I mean, so it was Rodney from Watch It Played and then Eric Lang were the primary people in riling up the mob to just like get me canceled and get me removed. They cited the removal reason was hate speech. I asked them, what is the hate speech? They don't reply. You know how it is.
I saw that.
Yeah, that's it.
I read the rule too. Was funny is that around the time all that shit was going down, at least according to their own rules, both of those guys were in violation because they were saying something. They were basically gossiping about you, who was a member at the time. So they were also in violation of rules.
So the whole point of the organization is to uplift other people in there and build industry contacts. You can sell your games and things like that. So the point of it is to be nice to everybody in there, and that way we all kind of grow. But yeah, there's that rule specifically that if that not to gossip and slander people within the deal. And so I actually reported the both of them. They never got back. Of course, they never got back to me. Now, one of the guys, and I'm not a fan of the Quarter Pounder, obviously, but he was attacked by this weirdo at Gen Con a few years ago. If you guys remember that.
Yeah, man, fantastic. I know all
Matt
about
Fantastic.
that. I remember. I remember
Matt
when
Fantastic is on their board.
Yeah,
so
he's on their board of directors.
These statements about like safety of our members and all that, and yet Matt Fantastic, a guy who literally assaults people at conventions, is on their board and doesn't. There's no problem with that. He gets to sit on their board. It's the double standards are just so obnoxious, and that's why I fight this stuff. Yeah,
that's ridiculous to me. Because again, look, I like. Again, with gatekeeping, I could understand, again, if somebody's like a harm to themselves or others. And that guy, to me, that's okay. You're concerned about the guy whose videos you don't like because you have some preconceived notions about him, right? And he's supposed to be some kind of danger, but you literally have this guy on your board of directors that has violently assaulted somebody before.
Yes.
You know what I mean? That got sued for it and had to settle for an undisclosed amount because of it.
It's insane.
But he's on the board of directors. And the thing was, the guy wasn't even, the guy, when all the shit went down, that guy like nuked his social media. He nuked his Twitter, but he was being cheeky and stuff on Facebook about it. Like, oh, yeah, just forget the rumors that you've heard and stuff. It's not true, blah, blah, blah. But then he puts like hashtag punch Nazis, like at the very end of it.
His profile picture still on Facebook right now to this day. He's wearing a T-shirt that says "Punch Nazis."
Yeah, that's the one he had throughout the entire thing. Right? Obviously, that's what he thinks that the quarter is. It was crazy. It's just like there was I think there's 5 or 6 witnesses I remember because Jeremy actually had each one of those guys on. They all filed, police reports. They all signed affidavits and stuff. They were there for it. The bar owners didn't do anything. Like I remember, like when Jeremy uploaded the video, he was like talking about going home and stuff. He's like, I didn't come all this way to get freaking assaulted. I just got attacked, and I might not even go to Gen Con tomorrow because, it just came out of nowhere apparently.
And this happened last year at Gen Con too. There's a guy TGG Games, and a lady at the Dice Tower, her name's Suzanne. She runs like the Kickstarter show or whatever.
Which one is that one from the Dice Tower?
The Asian lady. She's a bitch.
Oh, that's her. Oh man.
So she last year tried to cancel him because he put a game out called Tournament Fishing, which the rulebook had a frog on it, and the frog looked like it was making an OK with its hand. Which of course stands for white power, right?
That is so dumb.
Yeah. So she flipped out, tried to cancel him. He got a bunch of Facebook comments and in the Facebook comments, somebody said, "I bet she'd be fun at parties," right? Because that's a standard comment people make about assholes, and it's sarcasm, of course. And then the guy who made the game, he's like, the thing is, if we were at a convention and we were having a party, we'd probably show her a good time. Well, she took that comment and then accused him of making rape threats.
Oh my God.
These people are so fucking insufferable. And so he went to Gen Con, and remember, this is a guy who runs a retail chain of multiple shops, setting up shop to sell tons of games at Gen Con. He runs a distribution center. He runs a ton of stuff. He's a big deal. And they literally go in and escort him from the premises, citing him as a concern to safety for the people at Gen Con because this lady threw a fit about a Facebook post.
Yeah, that's ridiculous. I mean, he probably could have worded it a little bit better. I mean, he probably would have should have known they were gonna. But even still, nah. I mean, that's come on. It's obviously not a. You can't
rape threat. Shut up.
It's not. It's not a threat of that. Come on.
God.
So, that's pretty ridiculous. I heard about that.
Cabal, just like everything else, and it's just as paused as everything else, and For some reason nobody reports on it in board gaming. Like I'm the only person who does it. I don't know why.
Yeah, I haven't seen too many people, and I think that's why they get away with a lot of the shenanigans that they pull, is because since it's not like I mean, it's a big community, but obviously, it doesn't get the same kind of mainstream attention that the video gaming community does.
Yeah.
So even though it's been around for a lot longer, it just, it doesn't have the same kind of mainstream appeal to people. So it goes largely unnoticed. And I think that that's something that needs to change. For sure.
There's not a lot of news community around it. There's not like, comic book news has websites and sci-fi news has websites and movie news has websites, but like board gaming doesn't really have that. They just have the Dice Tower and that's it. So
the Dice Tower,
and this lady
the Watch
is
Play game.
really, really making me interested in board games right now. I mean, she's doing a great job.
Oh, right. Yeah. Read this one.
The Taverns of.
The thing is, well, that before he started doing the content he does now, that's what the Quartering used to do. He used to do like Magic the Gathering content, and
so I've made a lot of these people big, and I regret it. But I broke the story, and this is what maddens me. And like when I watch these people get big, it's like I hunt out a lot of these stories and I find a lot of these stories. And finally, I mean, it's nice. Bounding Into Comics hired me a couple weeks ago finally. And it's like, okay, well, it's nice to.
Congrats on that, by the way.
Nice that people are noticing that I actually find these stories for once. But I originated a lot of these. And with the Quartering, his original where he kind of got big, like, I mean, he had a decent sized channel, but he did Magic the Gathering content, like you said. And like, he just covered that. And
CG headquarters, and it became Unslaved Media.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Wasn't really political or anything. And this cosplayer got him banned from Magic because he made some
Christine Sprinkle.
Yep.
Yeah, well, Christine Sprinkle.
Mm-hmm. I found that story on Twitter because I found it was happening, and I picked it up and I wrote it up for Milo Yiannopoulos because I used to write for Milo, and I interviewed him. Nice. I broke that story mainstream. Like, so he like got his big boost to start because of my article. And like when you write articles though, it's interesting. Like you don't get a name for yourself. People read these news websites and, they read for Milo. You don't really get any clout out of it or fame out of it. So it's very different than YouTube. And so I kind of regret not doing YouTube earlier because like the guys who were doing YouTube, like the Quartering, blew the fuck up. And I'm the one who's actually breaking the stories. He actually now reads a lot of stories that I break. And it's really funny. He goes way out of his way not to credit me. Fucking asshole. But he's such a lazy asshole. He just picks stories like from Bounding Into Comics and just literally reads them. And then doesn't even give his own commentary that often. It's ridiculous. But the same thing, your boy Zach, same situation. He was a small YouTuber. I mean, he had a few thousand subscribers, reading comic books, making fun of them. And I found a Facebook group of comic professionals. And I, because of that, and what was in there, they were all conspiring against him for New York Comic Con to try to gotcha him. And some people in there were like, yeah, we're gonna trigger his PTSD because he's a war vet, and like we're gonna just get him to
shit. I think I heard about this. Yeah, I heard about this shit. This is like 2 or 3 years back, right? Or more.
No, this is way further. 2017, so 5 years back.
Yeah, that sounds about right. Yeah.
So I took that information to the Federalist, and I got it written up in PJ Media by Megan Fox, and we broke that story. And so you want to talk about Comicsgate? So we were breaking the story, and we saw all this stuff going in the comic industry. And I also wrote an article for the Federalist that went mainstream like 3 months prior about Marvel Comics, every single person being an anti-Trump person there. And that one got me the circuit. I got on talk radio and stuff like that. I was on the Hugh Hewitt show, and it was crazy for about a week. And then like nobody followed me after that. And it's like, damn, people do just follow these articles. But Megan Fox and I got that your boy Zach thing out there. And
yeah, if I remember correctly, correct me if I'm wrong, he was still he was actually still, that's before he moved to Texas, right? When he was actually still living in New York.
Correct.
Right?
He was a tiny YouTuber at the time. Yep. And we used the hashtag Comicsgate with this story to denote that it's a scandal because there's a comic industry like Watergate, Comicsgate. And the gate is that these industry professionals were trying to harass a YouTuber because they didn't like his reviews and trying to get him banned from shit. And that's awful collusion. And that blew up. And that like ended up spiraling into Comicsgate. And so all this stuff is kind of, I'm taking credit for it, but I really like to say it's my fault because the quartering sucks. And that is my fault. I apologize.
I think Crow would agree. Crow would agree.
And honestly,
when they call him the conservative SJW, they are right about the guy. It's like, I don't get me wrong. Like, I get a lot of it's about just like making money and shit, but it's just fucking annoying at a certain point.
Yeah, and Comicsgate's my fault too, and your boy Zach's kind of my fault too. So I'm sorry, everybody.
Yeah, but
your boy Zach is nowhere near.
I still like your boy Zach though.
Yeah,
he's
the quartering.
He's nowhere near like the quartering, I know, but he's just kind of a letdown who gets in his own way because we were looking to him to be a fighter for the cultural like sort of opposition to this stuff, and he really didn't want to do it.
See, the most disappointing thing for me with him was him dropping the suit against Mark Wade. That to me was super disappointing. And I mean, I get it, but at the same time, I was like, dude, you should have still kept fighting, though, man. I mean, I get that it's a pain in the ass. I get that it's going to be long and drawn out. But even if the thing is, sometimes it's not about winning the case. It's about just standing your ground. You know what I mean? And it's even if in the end result was going to be Mark Wade possibly outspending you, the fact just you see it through to the end. You know what I mean? It's like, to me, that still will speak volumes. And honestly, look, people, especially around that point, man, I mean, people loved you.
Well, I was frustrated. I was frustrated by all this shit because I watched the quartering blow up, and it's like, I wrote the article, you blew up, you didn't even you don't credit me for anything, you don't do anything. I write the article for Zach, he blows up, because of it. And like, again, like Zach doesn't really help me, give me a lift, anything. And it's just like, fuck. Not only that, but then the lawsuit, Zach raises $100,000 plus for the lawsuit off of it.
Yeah.
Doesn't see it through. And it's like, and then I have my lawsuit against Worldcon because they banned me, again, claiming I'm a racist, and they lied. And I didn't raise the money. I just fought it myself. And I got very little attention for it. And I actually saw it all the way through. They spent more than $100,000 in legal fees. They had to pay me. They had to issue a public apology to me for libeling me. And
they paid your lawyer fees too, I assume.
Yeah, they did. And like, I won, and I actually saw it all the way through, and there was no media coverage of it. And it's like, damn, like I'm not grifting. It sucks. But that's it.
Yeah, that was so disheartening, man. Like when he said he was going to drop the suit and stuff.
It sucked.
Oh, man, nah, dude. Because this thing is, you can at least see it through. Like I said, even if it's a thing where, even if it goes all the way and it doesn't go your way again, it's sometimes it's not about winning the race. It's just about finishing the race. You know what I mean?
Yes.
So it's like, to me, that's why it was so disappointing. That's why it's just like, people can say all they want about like the stuff that turned out with Vic, right? Even if like he fails on appeal, look, you know what I mean? To me, it's still kind of a win.
He fought.
It's still kind of a win because, he went through with it. You know what I mean? He still fought, and to me, he's still seeing it through. Even if it's not going to go his way, you're still seeing it through. You're still finishing the race. Even if you're not winning,
real
you're still
deal
finishing
because
the
of
race.
that. I will respect Vic forever. Like, and it's because he fights. Yeah.
Yeah, and I appreciate that. And that's one of the things that kind of made me,
if you
really
don't fight, nothing changes.
100%.
Like if you take it lying down every fucking time, it's always gonna happen. And look, even if he loses, yeah, sure, but like, people are gonna think twice because does anybody really want to go through a fucking lawsuit?
No, nobody does. And the thing is, again, that's the chance you take though when you fight, in a lawsuit, whether it's it's one being filed against you or you filing against the other person. It's the chance you're taking. You know, you know that there's a 50% chance you might not win. So
that's it. But
yeah, it's just like
I
you roll the
respect the
die.
fighters at this point. I think things are changing though, and I've noticed like people are kind of seeing through the quartering a little bit after the Frost thing, especially. Like he literally just will do anything for clicks and does not care, right? And you see that just some guy like is what he is, and Nerdette has kind of blown herself up. Like people are starting to see that the people they put their faith in were not really the real fighters that they thought they were. And I'm noticing there's a shift where people are like starting to change and actually like it feels like it's shifting into something more positive of a movement where we might actually be able to start enacting change rather than, you know, have them a brand or whatever. I'm feeling good about it. Like as of this year, it's changing. Yeah.
Well, guys, I think we've been on for a little bit longer than we normally go. I don't have
my voice.
Yeah. I don't have anything.
We've covered just about everything.
Yeah.
At this point,
I think we're pretty much done. I think we're ending on a high note. But I got to be honest. If there was one board game that I really liked, probably Patchwork.
The Patchwork's fantastic.
Patchwork is amazing.
You know, I just really like the aesthetic.
It's incredible. I mean, just feels, and, you know, and I like how she made her 90 match the Patchwork box. I mean, that's attention to detail right there.
It is
coordinating, man.
Yeah, right.
Quality content.
And you know, like a guy isn't gonna think to do that shit, right?
No respecting man would do that. You know, especially after the Me Too movement.
Yeah, no, definitely not. Yes. All right, guys. Well, thank you so much for joining us tonight, John. It was both Johns, double John.
Hey,
stick around for a sec after John.
Okay, it was fun.
All right, guys. Thank you so much for tuning in again. We'll be back. What's it? Monday night? Yeah, we'll be back Wednesday night. All right, guys, we'll see you then. And please, if you can, go ahead and support Overmind on Kickstarter. This is the package I'm getting because it looks awesome. Get the Sashi variant because that cover looks amazing. And pick up. You gotta pick up Dynamite Thor. Dude literally gets suicide bombed. All right, guys. And if you can, we'll have more videos uploaded onto the Comic Crow channel. The new the old new channel that I'm actually uploading videos to again. But anyways, guys, we'll see you here Wednesday. I'll stop dragging this out.